Chapter 1129. I heard that you killed my friend, Association Master Si Chen, in the Pill Association. Today, I will kill you, Man Suatian, in the Barbarian Dragon Clan. You destroyed my Pill Union in the past. Today, I will return it to your Barbarian Dragon Clan. Ning Cheng's emotionless tone fell into Man Suatian's ears. He felt that it was a kind of sarcasm. Man Suatian had never thought that a Tao perfection expert like him would be besieged and killed in the Barbarian Dragon Clan of the Grand Essence Sea. When he saw the 6 primordial chaos sacred emperors surrounding him, he only thought about not letting a single one of them escape. He never thought that he would lose or even lose his life. Since when did a Tao Essence Divine Emperor dare to talk to him about revenge? Nailing, it was yet another nailing. If the 5-colored star splitter arrow nailed him to death, then he, Man Suatian, would accept it. But he, Man Suatian, was actually killed by a Tao Essence Divine Emperor's Time God Art. This was a humiliation. No matter how humiliating it was, he could only accept it. Because all of this happened too quickly. From the time he made his move to the time he was killed, how much time had passed? Pooh! Man Suatian coughed out a mouthful of blood. 3 of the Tao lights that were blocked by Man Suatian's Tao ripples landed on his body. Man Suatian slowly knelt down as his life force slowly disappeared. He still stared at the Grand Essence Sea under his feet, unwilling to close his eyes. However, his eyes were filled with the grayness of death, and there was no longer any trace of life. Perhaps it was just as Man Suatian thought, everything happened too quickly. At this moment, no one was willing to speak. Even after Ning Cheng's time-turning arrow spirit technique nailed Man Suatian, no one dared to take another shot. When Man Suatian was killed, everyone, including Palace Mistress Luan and the heavily injured Xiao Mozi, realized how terrifying Ning Cheng was. Rather than saying that Man Suatian died under the threat of the 5-colored star splitter arrow, it was more accurate to say that Ning Cheng killed Man Suatian. Ning Cheng must have calculated that after Man Suatian caught the 5-colored star splitter arrow, he would have a moment of weakness. But who could seize this moment of weakness? Even if he used his divine ability, he would not be able to kill Man Suatian within a breath of time. Ning Cheng could. Ning Cheng had indeed brought out a spirit technique, however, he had not truly brought out a spirit technique. He had fused his sacred art into the time-lock god formation. He had even used Cheng Ho Tian and Sacred Emperor Qing Yi to accurately grasp this fleeting moment of time. Before joining hands to attack Man Suatian, everyone agreed that Ning Cheng would arrange the time-lock god array while the other 6 primordial chaos holy emperors would trap Man Suatian. Ning Cheng would use the 5-colored star splitter arrow to injure Man Suatian. When Ning Cheng brought out the 5-colored star splitter arrow, Cheng Ho Tian and Holy Emperor Qing Yi followed Ning Cheng's instructions and used the array flags given by Ning Cheng to change the array. In fact, Ning Cheng had indeed nailed Man Suatian to death. The only difference was that Man Suatian didn't die under the 5-colored star splitter arrow but under Ning Cheng's time shuttle spirit technique. In other words, Ning Cheng had not told anyone about his trump card. Possessing a powerful array Tao wasn't scary. What was scary was using these methods to make a move when others thought it was impossible. Palatial Master Luan subconsciously shivered. She suddenly thought that if her sunken fish palace offended the new Union Master of the Pill Association one day, would her sunken fish palace end up like the Barbarian Dragon Clan? She was sure that if she were in Man Suatian's position, she wouldn't have guessed that Ning Cheng still had a hidden card by his side. This was probably the most terrifying Tao Essence Holy Emperor she had ever seen. 6 primordial chaos Holy Emperors and 3 Tao Essence Holy Emperors had joined hands to besiege Man Suatian. In the end, the one who contributed the most was Ning Cheng, who had the weakest cultivation at the early stage Tao Essence realm. Ning Cheng took out several medicinal pills and swallowed them. He then took the initiative to give 2 medicinal pills to Xiao Mozi. Only then did he raise his hand to pick up Man Suatian's ring. He then smiled and said, Man Suatien has committed countless crimes and has finally been executed. I will have to trouble everyone with the Barbarian Dragon Clan. As for the Barbarian Dragon Clan's items, we will still distribute them according to what we agreed before. Palace Master Wan took in a deep breath and was the first to speak up. It's all up to Association Master Ning. Li Feng spoke up with a slightly weak voice. I agree with Palace Master Wan's words. It's all up to Association Master Ning. The people from the Pill Association didn't speak. Ning Cheng was the Association Master of the Pill Association, so he naturally had the final say. Okay, after we destroy the Barbarian Dragon Clan, I plan to gather the experts from various sects in the Heaven Essence Sacred City to discuss the future plans of the Grand Essence Realm. At the same time, I also want to rearrange the Grand Essence Realm's protective Grand Array. What do you think? Ning Cheng spoke about his plan. Ning Cheng wanted to take advantage of this opportunity to arrange a powerful defensive array around the Grand Essence Realm. Feng Xian wouldn't be able to find the Grand Essence Realm in a short time. But who could say for sure what would happen in the future? Once Feng Xian found the Grand Essence Realm, it wouldn't be difficult to find him. Once he found the 4 Grand Starry Skies, Feng Xian would most likely turn the 4 Grand Starry Skies into nothingness. Ning Cheng also knew that once Feng Xian's strength reached the 4 Grand Starry Skies, he would most likely face suppression from the laws of heaven and earth. But what if there was no suppression? It was always better to be prepared than unprepared. Li Feng already knew that Ning Cheng had the idea of repairing the Grand Essence Realm. Now that Ning Cheng said that he would gather everyone to discuss the arrangement of the Grand Essence Realm's protective Grand Array, she immediately said, My mysterious crossing ancient clan will follow the words of Association Master Ning. From today onwards, the mysterious crossing ancient clan will no longer stay in seclusion. Palace Master One also expressed her intention to participate in the Heaven Essence Sacred City's meeting. Gu Mingxian stood outside the Heaven Essence Sacred City and didn't enter the city. Behind him, there were 7 or 8 Dao Transformation Holy Emperors. These people were all members of the Pill Association, and he himself was a Dao Transformation Pill Deity and a Dao Essence Holy Emperor of the Pill Association. Several airships flew over Gu Mingxuan's head, but he didn't seem to see them and stood quietly in place. He was waiting for news from the Pill Association's second association master, Cheng Hotian. Cheng Hotian didn't bring him to the Grand Essence Sea to participate in the operation to kill Man Suatian. Instead, he told him to wait outside the Heaven Essence Sacred City and wait for news. Once he received news, he would attack the Barbarian Dragon Clan in the Heaven Essence Sacred City. He wouldn't let anyone from the Barbarian Dragon Clan escape. Another airship flew out of the Heaven Essence Sacred City. Almost at the same time, a message fell into Gu Mingxuan's communication bead. Gu Mingxuan's spiritual consciousness swept through the message. Suddenly, he raised his hand and shot out a gray light. Before the airship could rush out of the Heaven Essence Sacred City's defensive array, it was hit by Gu Mingxuan's gray light and exploded into a cloud of mist. The few cultivators outside the Heaven Essence Sacred City suddenly froze. Those who dared to fly in and out of the Heaven Essence Sacred City were either from the Barbarian Dragon Clan or the City Lord's mansion. Only a few of them were from the 10 major sections. Who was this? Who dared to destroy the airship outside the Heaven Essence Sacred City? Gu Mingxian, you dare to touch my Barbarian Dragon Clan's people. A Barbarian Dragon Clan's Dao Transformation Holy Emperor rushed out and shouted. If Gu Mingxuan's cultivation wasn't higher than his, he would have already killed Gu Mingxian. In just a short time, the entrance of the Heaven Essence Sacred City was filled with people. The Heaven Essence Sacred City wasn't as prosperous as before. But as the premier sacred city of the Grand Essence Domain, it still had a lot more people than ordinary places. Gu Mingxian flew up and stood outside the Heaven Essence Sacred City. He said loudly, Barbarian Dragon Clan's Man Suatian is lawless and disregards the rules of the Grand Essence Realm. A few years ago, in the Heaven Essence Sacred City, he destroyed my Pill Association's headquarters and killed my association master Si Chen, Qiu Tian, and countless alchemists. Today, my Pill Association's new association master, Pill Sage Ning Cheng, announces to all Dao friends in the Grand Essence realm that the Pill Association will kill Man Suatian to avenge Association Master Si Chen. The Barbarian Dragon clan disregards the peace rules of the Grand Essence realm and will be removed from the Grand Essence realm by the Pill Association. From today onwards, the Barbarian Dragon clan will no longer exist in the Grand Essence realm. Boom! Gu Mingxuan's words were like an atomic bomb thrown into the crowd, setting off a huge wave. Gu Mingxian didn't care about the shock of others. The weapon in his hand once again rolled up a grey light and turned the Barbarian Dragon clan's Dao transformation Pill Sage into a cloud of blood. Everyone stared at Gu Mingxian. Even if the City Lord Mansion's Dao Essence Holy Emperor came, no one dared to stop him. Gu Mingxian glanced at the City Lord Mansion's Dao Essence Holy Emperor and said again, "From today onwards, the Heaven Essence Sacred City will be taken over by the Pill Association. Anyone who dares to control a weapon to fly in the Heaven Essence Sacred City's no-fly zone will be killed without mercy." Gu Mingxian had just spoken up to hear when another flight-type weapon flew over. This airship didn't fly from the Heaven Essence Sacred City to the outside. Instead, it flew from the outside to the Heaven Essence Sacred City. This time, without waiting for Gu Mingxian to do anything, the other 7 or 8 Pill Association Holy Emperors directly took action. The airship with the City Lord Mansion's name engraved on it immediately disintegrated in the air under the 7 or 8 attacks. Gu Mingxian, your Elixir Society is too overbearing. How dare you destroy the flying ship of my City Lord Mansion? The Dao Essence Divine Emperor of the City Lord Mansion couldn't stand watching anymore. He flew out. Gu Mingxian said with a calm tone, "If you do anything, I will think that the City Lord Mansion has declared war on my Pill Association. If you can bear this responsibility, then let's fight." The City Lord Mansion's Dao Essence Holy Emperor froze. Could he bear this responsibility? Even if he had to bear it, it depended on what responsibility it was. Just now, Gu Mingxian said that Pill Association's Ning Cheng had become the new association master. He also said that he wanted to kill Man Suatian and destroy the Barbarian Dragon clan. This news was too outrageous and scary. But because of this news, he didn't dare to do anything. Ning Cheng was a Dao Essence Pill Saint, so his cultivation wasn't much. But the Pill Association wasn't simple. The Pill Association had several Primordial Essence Holy Emperors. Although they couldn't compare to Barbarian Dragon clan's Man Suatian, they could easily destroy the City Lord Mansion. That's right, if they couldn't compare to Man Suatian, it meant that Pill Association's Ning Cheng overestimated himself and was courting death. Thinking of this, the Dao Essence Holy Emperor sneered. "I'll let you be arrogant for a few days. When Man Suatian kills everyone in the Pill Association, my City Lord Mansion won't be able to destroy the last brick of the Pill Association." Seeing this Dao Essence Holy Emperor stunned, Gu Mingxian sneered, "Dao friends, apart from my Pill Association's Association Master and several Primordial Essence Holy Emperors, there are also several Primordial Essence Holy Emperors from the mysterious Travel Ancient Clan, Sunken Fish Palace's Palace Master, and River Luo Sacred Sect's Dao Integration Holy Emperor, Shuang." Previously, some people still thought that Gu Mingxian was bluffing. However, after Gu Mingxian mentioned the River Luo Sacred Sect's Dao Integration Holy Emperor Shuang, everyone knew that Man Suatian and the Barbarian Dragon tribe were done for. Chapter 1130. When Lu Jiesheng received news that Pill Union's Gu Mingxian had openly killed people from the City Master's mansion in Heaven Essence Sacred City, he immediately flew into a rage. Some wandering ghosts from the Pill Association also dared to come to Heaven Essence Sacred City and cause trouble. Lu Jiesheng returned to the entrance of Heaven Essence Sacred City as fast as he could. When he came back, he heard Gu Mingxuan's last words. His anger instantly disappeared. Even if Gu Mingxian had killed the City Lord Manor's primordial Dao protector, he would not have dared to act up, much less if Gu Mingxian had killed a few ants from the City Lord Manor. The Tao Integration Holy Emperor of the River Luo Holy Sect, Xueying, joined forces with the Pill Association to annihilate Man Suatian and the barbarian dragon tribe. No matter how bold the Lu family was, they wouldn't dare to provoke the Elixir Association. Alchemist Gu, you're back. Nice to meet you. Lu Jiesheng naturally couldn't just walk away without saying a word. If he really walked away like this, his Lu clan's reputation in the Grand Essence realm would stink. Lu Jiesheng was also considered an early-stage primordial chaos expert, and his strength far exceeded Gu Mingxuan's. Facing Lu Jiesheng, Gu Mingxian just nodded casually and said nothing. Lu Jiesheng frowned slightly, feeling a little unhappy. Your Elixir Association used Xueying to kill Man Suatian, and that was Xueying's ability. Gu Mingxian was just a primordial Tao sacred emperor. How dare he be rude to him, a primordial chaos expert? Although Lu Jiesheng felt unhappy, he still did not show it. He smiled and continued, Alchemist Gu, why don't you come to my city lord's mansion for a cup of tea? Gu Mingxian shook his head. Daoist Lu, you're wrong. The city lord mansion doesn't belong to your Lu family. No matter how much patience Lu Jiesheng had, he could no longer hold it in. His tone turned cold as he said, oh, so your Elixir Association is determined to go against the city lord's mansion? Pill Master Gu is right. The city master's mansion isn't surnamed Lu. You, Lu Jiesheng, aren't qualified to speak in the name of the city master's mansion. The voice came from afar, and soon after, several figures landed in front of the Heaven Essence sacred city. Ning Cheng. Lu Jiesheng immediately saw Ning Cheng walking at the front. He couldn't believe his eyes. Ning Cheng was already a Tao Essence Divine Emperor. How long has it been? The last time Ning Cheng went to the city master's mansion, what was his cultivation level? He seems to be at the Tao sculpting stage, right? Apart from the two Tao Essence Divine Emperors, the rest were all primordial chaos experts. He even saw mysterious very ancient clan's super expert Li Feng. Apart from Li Feng, Palace Lord Luan of the Sunken Fish Palace was also present. Lu Jiesheng had originally wanted to retort, but after seeing so many experts, he consciously shut his mouth. Lu Jiesheng did not dare to argue with Ning Cheng, and instead came forward to greet him. Ancient Pill God, you've worked hard for the Heaven Essence sacred city. I'll have to trouble you to send a message to the various sects in the Grand Essence realm and invite the sect masters of the major sects to gather in the Heaven Essence sacred city within 10 days. Also, send out an announcement for the Pill Meet, asking those who missed it to come to the Heaven Essence sacred city. Ning Cheng ignored Lu Jiesheng and spoke directly to Gu Mingxian. In fact, Ning Cheng knew in his heart that once he said these words, even if Gu Mingxian did not send a letter, the news would soon spread to the major academies. Gu Mingxian quickly replied, yes, President. I thought it would take a few days for the association master to come back. I didn't expect it to be so soon. Cheng Hotian smiled. Barbarian Dragon Clan has a teleportation array that can teleport us directly to a place not far from the Heaven Essence sacred city. Otherwise, it would have taken us some time to come back. More and more people gathered at the entrance of the Heaven Essence sacred city. Now that Pill Meet's Ning Cheng made a strong return, some people doubted Gu Mingxuan's words. But now that Ning Cheng appeared at the entrance of the Heaven Essence sacred city, coupled with Cheng Hotian saying that the Barbarian Dragon Clan's teleportation array could teleport them back. Almost 90% of the people felt sure that the Barbarian Dragon Clan and Man Suatian were finished. The days when the Barbarian Dragon Clan and the City Master's mansion ran rampant in the Heaven Essence sacred city, they would never return. Ning Cheng cupped his fists and spoke with a clear voice, Tao friends from all over the Grand Essence realm, my Grand Essence realm is in chaos, and the powerhouses can do whatever they want without any scruples. Apart from the broken heaven and earth laws of my Grand Essence realm, there is another important reason. That is, my Grand Essence realm lacks a real rule. After the fall of the Pill Meets Association Master Si Chen, the Grand Essence realm became even more chaotic. The major sects only sweep the snow in front of their doors. Only benefits can drive them, and they never care about the life and death of my Grand Essence realm. If this situation continues, I'm afraid it won't be as simple as the broken heaven and earth laws of my Grand Essence realm. One day, my Grand Essence realm will completely disappear from the endless void. Silence reigned around them, and no one spoke. Not to mention that Ning Cheng was a Tao Essence Pill Saint, just based on the power of the pill meat when they killed Man Suatian, no one dared to look down on him. Ning Cheng continued, Man Suatian dared to destroy the pill meat and kill the association master without any reason. Today, my pill meat killed Man Suatian and annihilated the barbarian dragon clan to avenge the association master. But not everyone has the strength of the pill meat. Sometimes, when they die, they can only accept their fate. Everyone knew that the pill meat killed Man Suatian, but hearing it from Ning Cheng's mouth, they still felt shocked. Man Suatian, a famous powerhouse in the Grand Essence realm with a Tao perfection body. Yet, the pill meat killed such a powerhouse. From now on, who would dare to say no to the pill meat? Ning Cheng raised his hand and stopped the uproar. Tao friends, my pill meat killed Man Suatian, not to dominate the entire Grand Essence realm, but to fight for a peaceful environment for the Grand Essence realm. I've been to the Grand Change realm, and the laws in the Grand Change realm are indeed complete. More importantly, the Grand Change realm is under the control of several major Tao courts, which means that there are rules to follow. I, Ning Cheng, on behalf of the pill meat, would like to express our thoughts here. That is, our Grand Essence realm also wants to establish a fair environment. At the very least, we want the cultivators of the Grand Essence realm to cultivate in peace. We don't want a virtuous powerhouse like Association Master Si Chen to appear again. He can be killed without any reason. 10 days later, my pill meat will take the lead to gather all the powerhouses of the Grand Essence realm in the Heaven Essence Sacred City's public square to discuss how to protect our Grand Essence realm. A wave of cheers rang out. Most of the people here wanted to cultivate in peace. From Ning Cheng's words, he wanted to establish a new security order in the Grand Essence realm. No one had taken the initiative to do this before. But now that the pill meat had taken the initiative, everyone naturally supported it. Even Lu Jiexing had to agree. 10 days passed by quickly, and the pill meat destroyed by Man Suatian stood tall again. It was still in the shape of a pill furnace. Ning Cheng also took back the huge Tao pill from Man Suatian's hands and restored it to its original appearance. The barbarian dragon clan's airship-shaped merchant house had long since turned to ashes. In front of the pill meat, Si Chen's Qiu Tian statue remained. In addition, the pill meat's defensive array formations had also grown several times stronger than before. Ning Cheng's attainments in the Tao of array formations could even trap Tao perfection powerhouses for a while. Therefore, the pill meat's defensive array formations he arranged naturally couldn't be compared to ordinary array formation masters. In just a few days, the chaotic Heaven Essence Sacred City quickly settled down. From then on, no one dared to fly around the Heaven Essence Sacred City anymore, and the fights within the city also disappeared. Many cultivators who heard the news hurried back to Heaven Essence Sacred City. By the end of the 10 days, Heaven Essence Sacred City had once again returned to its most prosperous state. Heaven Essence Sacred City's public square was already filled with people from all over the world. Whether they had reached Tao confirming or not, whether it was Tao confirming's first step or Tao confirming's second step. At this time, everyone gathered at Heaven Essence Sacred City's public square without exception. Everyone knew that today was the most important day in the Grand Essence realm. The Grand Essence realm would have to rewrite the rules. This was what Pill Meat's new leader, Pill Sage Ning Cheng, had said. River Luo Sacred Sect's Tao Perfection Holy Emperor Shuang hadn't arrived yet, but River Luo Sacred Sect's Sect Master Wang Huazhong had arrived. Following Wang Huazhong were more than a dozen powerhouses. However, Tong Mingzi wasn't here. He had led a team to the Grand Change Realm. Although 7-star Sacred Shrine Sect Master wasn't here, Deputy Sect Master Mu Yuankong had also arrived with a group of powerhouses. 9 Revolving Sacred Dao Pond Sect Master Dai Fu, Profound Moon Spirit Gates Fei Feng, Desolate Spirit Palaces Palace Master Xiao Luo Jin, Sunken Fish Palaces Palace Master Wan, Flaming Feather Spirit Mountains Peng Chiyuan, Silver Dragon Clans Gongwu, Grand Essence Ruins, even the reclusive Mysterious Crossing Ancient Clans Patriarch Li Feng had come to Heaven Essence Sacred City's public square. At this moment, one could say that all the powerhouses in the Grand Essence realm had gathered here. No matter the size of the sect, no matter how strong or weak they were, as long as they could arrive within 10 days, they all came. Even those who couldn't make it were on their way. Heaven Essence Sacred City's public square was grand and spacious, and cultivators from all sides stood in the public square excitedly. No one knew how many years it had been, but the Grand Essence realm had never been so lively. Leader Ning is here. When Ning Cheng walked into the Heaven Essence public square with the people from the Pill Meet, countless cultivators cheered. The Pill Meet's leader, Situ Chiu Tian, had top-notch popularity in the entire Grand Essence realm. Although no one had the ability to avenge Situ Chiu Tian's death, everyone looked forward to someone taking revenge for him. But now, Ning Cheng not only killed Man Suatian and avenged Situ Chiu Tian, but also became the new leader of the Pill Meet. Not only was Ning Cheng a Dao Essence Pill Saint, but he also ranked in the top 3 of the 5 realms Pill Meet. It could be said that no one felt anything wrong with Ning Cheng becoming the new leader of the Pill Meet. More importantly, Ning Cheng wanted to discuss the rules of survival for the entire Grand Essence realm. This was something that even Si Chin Chiu Tian couldn't do. The people on the public square were clear about why Ning Cheng was able to achieve this. It was because Ning Cheng had chosen a very good time. He had just destroyed the barbarian dragon clan and killed Dao Perfection Holy Emperor Man Suatian. Then, he announced that the Grand Essence realm would gather in Heaven Essence Sacred City. With such power, who would dare not come? One had to know that River Luo Sacred Sect's legendary Dao Perfection powerhouse, Shuang, would also come to Heaven Essence Sacred City. Leader Ning. Pill Sage Ning. As soon as Ning Cheng arrived, many sect master-level powerhouses took the initiative to greet him. Ning Cheng's rise was too fast. Some people familiar with Ning Cheng even remembered that Ning Cheng hadn't even reached Dao sculpting when he first appeared. Profound Moon Spirit Gates Fei Feng also casually greeted Ning Cheng in the crowd. However, he felt gloomy in his heart. The greater Ning Cheng's reputation, the more disadvantageous it would be for him. Leader Ning, I heard that my River Luo Sacred Sect's Dao ancestor Shui will come here. I wonder. River Luo Sacred Sect Master Wang Huazhong crossed the crowd and rushed to Ning Cheng. Chapter 1131. Useless Thing. No matter what, I, Shuang, am a member of the River Luo Sacred Sect, yet you're asking an outsider where I'm going. A cold snort of dissatisfaction came from a skinny old man with a hunched back. Greetings, Dao Ancestor. When Wang Huazhong saw the old man, he hurriedly bowed and greeted him. The stooped, skinny old man snorted once more. I'm still a million miles away from becoming a Dao Father. If word of this gets out, others will laugh their heads off. Yes, Dao Ancestor. Wang Huazhong hurriedly bowed and replied, still addressing him as Dao Ancestor. Ning Cheng from the Pill Association greets Senior Shui. When Ning Cheng saw Shuang, he quickly stepped forward and greeted him. In a place with no one around, he could ignore Shuang. Now that there were so many people in the Heaven Essence public square, including the River Luo Sacred Sect Master, Shuang had to show some respect. Moreover, he had called for this meeting not only because he wanted to kill Man Suatian, but also because he wanted to borrow Shui Ying's name. After Ning Cheng and Wang Huazhong, almost all the sect heads came forward to greet them. Shui Ying might not have made any contributions to the Grand Essence realm, but Shui Ying's strength was still here. This was a form of respect for strength. Shuang nodded to the crowd, then looked at Ning Cheng and spoke, "It looks like I have underestimated you, causing such a big commotion. If you have something to say, then hurry up and say it. After you finish, we can talk about it slowly." Ning Cheng also no longer remained polite. He displayed the strength of the Pill Union, while Shuang was still in her second heaven's blight. As long as Shuang could still think clearly, she wouldn't fall out with him. Seeing Ning Cheng fly up to the main altar, the Heaven Essence public square immediately turned silent. Even Shuang allowed Ning Cheng to speak first, which meant that he acknowledged Ning Cheng's strength, or that the Elixir Association had acted on their own initiative. Ning Cheng bowed to the sect masters in front of the public square and all the cultivators on the public square before speaking up in a clear voice, "For the few spots I snatched from the Grand Change realm, the major sects in the Grand Essence realm suddenly changed their faces. Barbarian dragon clansman Sua Tian even disregarded morality and directly slaughtered the Pill Association." Ning Cheng's first sentence was a slap in the face, causing those sects who had snatched Ning Cheng's spots to feel embarrassed. They had indeed not participated in Man Suatian's attack on the Elixir Association, but they had participated in Man Suatian's share of the quota. Man Suatian has already fallen. For the sake of my Grand Essence realm stability, I don't wish to pursue the past. It's just a few spots. In my eyes, that's all. My Grand Essence realm isn't any worse than the Grand Change realm. The only thing lacking is the incomplete laws. Who can be sure that my Grand Essence realm's heaven and earth laws have always been incomplete? If one day, my Grand Essence realm's laws are complete, would anyone still rush to go to Grand Change? Although Ning Cheng's voice was not loud, but it was clearly transmitted to the ears of everyone in the public square. Guild Master Ning has great ambitions and is worthy of our respect. Even if the Grand Essence realm's laws were complete, for others, the Grand Essence realm would still be their backyard. They could come and go as they pleased. No matter how good Sect Master Ning's idea is, it's just wishful thinking. Profound Moon Spirit Gates Fei Feng spoke with a calm voice. In front of so many people, he refuted Ning Cheng. If Ning Cheng wanted to do anything to him, it would only end up as a vindictive villain. Ning Cheng looked at Fei Feng and said calmly, "Sect Master Fei has just taken over as the Profound Moon Spirit Gates Sect Master. Among all the major sects, you're probably the sect master who has been in charge of a sect for the shortest time. Therefore, it's understandable that Sect Master Fei didn't think of a way for others to come to the Grand Essence realm and leave as they pleased. After all, it's only been a short time, and they don't have a sense of belonging to my Grand Essence realm yet." Fei Feng's expression suddenly turned ugly. Ning Cheng said that he, the sect master, had an unknown origin. Moreover, he also scolded him for not considering the Grand Essence realm. So, does Guildmaster Ning already have a way? If the Pill Association has a way, my Profound Moon Spirit Gate will do its best for the Grand Essence realm. Fei Feng spoke with a cold tone. Ning Cheng ignored Fei Feng and continued speaking in a clear voice, "Fellow Taoists, the first thing I've gathered everyone here today is to rearrange the Grand Essence realm's boundary protecting Grand Array. I can't arrange this boundary protecting Grand Essence realm by myself." This time, Ning Cheng couldn't even finish his words, and the entire Heaven Essence public square turned noisy. Even when Ning Cheng said that he killed Man Suatian, there wasn't this much enthusiasm. Rearrange the Grand Essence realm's boundary protection Grand Array. Was this a joke? This required at least a top-grade Spirit Array Master, or even someone above the level of a Spirit Array Master. Not only that, but this Array Formation Grandmaster also needed to be a top-grade Array Dao genius. Otherwise, this boundary protection Grand Array could only be a dream. You want to arrange the boundary protection Grand Array? Even Shuang looked at Ning Cheng in shock. He didn't expect that Ning Cheng had gathered everyone here to discuss the arrangement of the boundary protection Grand Array. Shuang, all the sect masters, and all the cultivators on the public square thought that they had heard wrong. How many materials and manpower did the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array need? After hearing Ning Cheng's words, most people's eyes fell on a middle-aged man with a purple copper face. If they wanted to arrange the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array, this person was the most qualified to speak. In the Grand Essence Realm, Sky Array Valley was second only to the top 10 sections. And this middle-aged man with a purple copper face was the sect master of Sky Array Valley, Sha Su. Sha Su was not only the sect master of Sky Array Valley but also a top-grade Spirit Array master. Moreover, he was also the only top-grade Spirit Array master in the Grand Essence Realm. With so many eyes focusing on him, Sha Su also stood up. He cupped his fists towards Ning Cheng and said, "Association Master Ning, I've thought about your wish for countless years. Unfortunately, my strength is too low. Not to mention arranging the Boundary Protection Grand Array, I can't even control the general layout." Sha Su's meaning was clear. If you want to rely on me to arrange the Boundary Protection Grand Array, then I can only disappoint you. I don't have the strength to do so. Ning Cheng quickly cupped his hands and said, "As for arranging the Boundary Protection Grand Array, I'll need Sect Master Sha's help. As for setting up the Boundary Protection Grand Array, I'll be the one to complete it. Of course, I can't complete the arrangement of the Boundary Protection Grand Array alone. I'll need at least 100,000 Array Dao Grandmasters to help." "What? Association Master Ning, you said you'll be the one to lead the arrangement of the Boundary Protection Grand Array? This isn't a joke. The Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array isn't an ordinary planet's Boundary Protection Grand Array. This. Sha Su asked in shock. If it weren't for Ning Cheng, the new Association Master, killing Man Suatian and inviting Xueang, giving him such a high status, he might have already questioned him. The Sunken Fish Palace's Palace Master Wan stood up, "Sect Master Sha, I don't think Association Master Ning is boasting. The reason why Man Suatian didn't escape is because Association Master Ning's array formation locked him down. If I'm not wrong, Association Master Ning's Array Dao has already surpassed the level of Spirit Array Masters." Sha Su originally wanted to ask Ning Cheng about the Array Dao. But when he heard the Sunken Fish Palace's Palace Master Wan say that Ning Cheng's array formation trapped Man Suatian, he immediately stopped what he wanted to say. To trap a Dao integration expert, even if he spent another 1,000,000 years, he wouldn't be able to arrange it. As for saying that Ning Cheng's Array Dao had surpassed the level of Spirit Array Masters, he didn't believe it. "Association Master Ning, do you really have the confidence to arrange the Grand Essence Realm's defensive array?" Xueang couldn't help but ask again. Ning Cheng looked at the many eyes staring at him. He knew that everyone wanted to ask this question, but Xueang asked it for everyone. Ning Cheng calmly responded to all the gazes looking at him and spoke with an affirmative tone, "As long as you help me and give me what I need, I can definitely arrange the Grand Essence Realm's entrapment array. Okay, if you can arrange the Grand Essence Realm's defensive array, I, Xueang, will be the first to support you. Not only will I not take anything from you, but I will also promise you a condition," Xueang said immediately. He didn't say what Ning Cheng would do if he couldn't arrange the Grand Essence Realm's defensive array. But he believed that Ning Cheng would know. If he couldn't arrange it, then he would die. Using the full support of a Dao integration expert, if Ning Cheng couldn't complete the defensive array, how could he continue to stay in Ning Cheng? "Okay, I just need you to help me once." Ning Cheng didn't say this out loud but sent a voice transmission to Xueang. I didn't expect someone in my Grand Essence Realm to boast about arranging a defensive array. I'll support you today. If you can't arrange the defensive array by then, don't blame me, Shuriqing, for being impolite." Another voice came, and a woman sitting on a chair suddenly appeared in front of the Heaven Essence Sacred City's public square. Ning Cheng felt shocked. He didn't even notice when the other party came, but she was already sitting here. This kind of strength was terrifying to the extreme. This person definitely surpassed Dao integration. Since when did the Grand Essence Realm have so many Tao integration experts? This person was a woman. Was she the one from the 9 Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond? Sure enough, just as Ning Qing thought of this, the 9 Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond sect master came over with a bow. Ning Qing suddenly understood. Sure enough, it was the Tao Integration Holy Emperor from the 9 Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond. I knew you would come out when the Grand Essence Realm arranged the defensive array, hee. Shuang chuckled and stopped talking. Ning Qing swept his gaze across the public square but didn't see anyone from the Void Star sect, let alone the Tao Integration Holy Emperor from the Void Star sect. From the looks of it, not all Tao integration experts came out when he said he wanted to arrange the defensive array. Only the Tao integration experts from the 2 sacred sects came out, and one of them was even incited by him. Pill Association's Ning Qing greets Senior Shi. Since I said it, I'm confident that I can arrange it. As for the details of the defensive array, please forgive this junior for not being able to tell you. Ning Qing spoke with a tone that was neither arrogant nor humble. He suspected that Shi Qianghua was in the 9 Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond, but he didn't have a good impression of the 9 Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond. Chapter 1132. When Ning Qing said those words, the faces of the sect masters of the various sects turned ugly. This move was just too vicious. Ning Qing wanted to set up a boundary protection grand array. As long as it didn't involve the interests of other sects, no one would care about it. If you asked others to donate materials, would others really donate materials? If I don't donate materials, do you think you can rob me? But now, Ning Qing wanted to set up the Grand Essence boundary steel and engrave the amount of materials each sect donated on it. This way, it would be clear at a glance who donated how much. If a sect ended up donating less materials than an individual, then that sect's reputation in the Grand Essence realm would be ruined. Association Master Ning, I think the amount of materials donated should be based on the willingness of each sect. This time, it was Heaven Essence Sacred City's City Lord Lu Jiesheng who came forward to speak. Tao Friend Lu, I just said that the Grand Essence boundary steel should be set up according to the contribution of each sect. Even if Tao Friend Lu doesn't donate a single blade of grass, no one will say anything about it. After the boundary protection grand array is completed and the Grand Essence boundary steel is erected, we will hold another Grand Essence Realm sect meeting. For the rich sects, we won't pull out even a single hair. We will vote on whether to persuade them to leave the Grand Essence Realm. For those sects with very little contribution, we will strictly restrict their sects from leaving the Grand Essence Realm. Ning Qing didn't wait for Lu Jiesheng to finish his words and directly interrupted Lu Jiesheng. He didn't even allow Lu Jiesheng to say the words Grand Essence Boundary Steel. Lu Jiesheng was at a loss for words. But looking at the strength of the Pill Association, he had no choice but to shut up. Even Lu Jiesheng was blocked by Ning Qing. Some of the weaker sects didn't dare to stand up at this time even if they wanted to oppose it. But Lu Jiesheng didn't expect that Ning Qing didn't stop there. After finishing his words, he looked at Lu Jiesheng and said, Tao Friend Lu, Heaven Essence Sacred City has fallen into chaos under your leadership. Fighting, killing, ignoring the flight ban. Therefore, Heaven Essence Sacred City will no longer be under your control. Instead, the Pill Association will take over. The Grand Essence Realm will establish the Grand Essence Tao Court. After the Boundary Protection Grand Array is completed, Heaven Essence Sacred City will be directly under the control of the Grand Essence Tao Court. Lu Jiesheng's face turned livid with anger. But even after he looked around, no one stood up to speak for him. He could only swallow his words again. He reckoned that if he dared to refute again, this surnamed Ning might find an excuse to kill him. In fact, Lu Jiesheng had not guessed wrong. If he dared to continue to refute, Ning Qing would have directly taken out a few pieces of evidence, and let the people from the Pill Association kill Lu Jiesheng. At this time, he wanted to use the east wind to rebuild the order of the Grand Essence Realm. He absolutely couldn't let a nobody like Lu Jiesheng stand up and refute him. If Lu Jiesheng refuted him and he didn't deal with him, that would be the worst. Seeing Lu Jiesheng holding back his anger, Ning Qing didn't take it out on him again. Instead, he continued, "This is the second thing I wanted to say. I hope to establish the Grand Essence Dao Court in the Grand Essence Realm after the completion of the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protecting Grand Array." The Grand Essence Dao Court didn't want to control the major sects, but to maintain the general safety of the Grand Essence Realm and reconcile the conflicts between the major sections. To put it bluntly, if a powerhouse comes to our Grand Essence Realm one day, and everyone sweeps the snow in front of their door, and no one can take the lead to protect our Grand Essence Realm, what would the result be? No one objected to Ning Cheng's proposal. The Grand Essence Realm already had such an organization, the Grand Essence Realm's Sect Alliance. It's just that this Sect Alliance only had a name here, and it usually only did some trivial things. For example, the opening of Mystic Realms, the extraterritorial spirit spring that Ning Qing participated in before, the Grand Essence Realm's Spirit Technique Pavilion, and so on. Now that Ning Qing proposed to establish a Dao Court, it would have many more comprehensive functions compared to the Sect Alliance. May I know who the Dao Court's Dao Monarch will be? Desolate Spirit Palaces Xiao Luojin asked. Ning Qing cupped his fists towards Xiao Luojin before replying, "I suggest that the first Dao Monarch will be River Luo Sacred Sect's Senior Shuang. As for the subsequent Dao Monarchs, Senior Shuang will nominate the successor. Of course, if the Dao Court's Dao Monarch can't satisfy the many sects in the Grand Essence Realm, we can also appoint a new Dao Monarch through the Sect Assembly." Shuang was a Dao Perfection powerhouse, and he was also in the midst of crossing the second heaven's blight. With such strength, no one would have any objections to becoming a Dao Monarch. Shuang glanced at Ning Qing. How could he not understand Ning Cheng's meaning? Ning Qing wanted to return the favor. Because of his support as a Dao Perfection powerhouse, he was allowed to become a Dao Monarch. He was currently crossing the second heaven's blight and wasn't in the mood to become a Dao Monarch. After Ning Qing finished speaking, he slowly said, "Dao Monarchs don't have to have the strongest cultivation, but they must make the greatest contribution to the Grand Essence Realm. If they contributed too little, it would be even more difficult to leave through the boundary protecting Grand Array in the future. If they contributed more at this time, it would be more convenient for them to leave in the future." Pill Association's Association Master Ning Qing killed Man Suatian and gained the support of two Dao Perfection experts to preside over the boundary protecting Grand Array. No one would think that he was talking nonsense. Sky Array Valley's Sha Su didn't participate in the material collection. Instead, he led tens of thousands of Spirit Array Masters with Ning Cheng and refined various array flags according to Ning Cheng's instructions. The Grand Essence Realm's boundary protecting Grand Array had nothing to do with the Grand Essence Realm's laws. Therefore, the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protecting Grand Array wasn't any simpler than the Grand Change Realm's boundary protecting Grand Array. All kinds of array flags were refined and piled up on one side. Everyone knew that these array flags were used to arrange the boundary protecting Grand Array. However, no one knew what kind of protective array this was. Even Sha Su didn't know what this boundary protecting Grand Array was. Only one person guided and controlled the arrangement of this boundary protecting Grand Array, and that was Pill Association's Association Master Ning Cheng. Chapter 1133. Ever since Ning Cheng became the Dao Lord of the Grand Essence Realm's Dao Court and announced the arrangement of the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array, the Grand Essence Realm had never been so united. Almost every day, people rushed to Heaven Essence Sacred City to donate materials. Almost every day, Spirit Array Masters and some powerhouses came to Heaven Essence Sacred City, asking to contribute to the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array. There was another legend in the Grand Essence Realm. The reason why the Grand Change Realm's laws were complete, apart from a powerful boundary protection treasure, was because of the Grand Change Realm's boundary protection Grand Array. At that time, the boundary protection Grand Array blocked some of the attacks, allowing the Grand Change Realm to remain safe and sound under the protection of the Boundary Protection Treasure. Because of this, everyone realized how important it was for the Grand Essence Realm to have a top-grade Boundary Protection Grand Array. As for the person in charge of arranging the Boundary Protection Grand Array, Pill Association Master Ning Qing gained more and more respect from the Grand Essence Realm's cultivators. This respect wasn't just because Ning Qing was the Tao Lord of the Grand Essence Tao Court, nor was it because Ning Qing presided over the arrangement of the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array. It was because Ning Qing personally took out a Xiantian weapon and prepared to use this Xiantian weapon to suppress the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array. Even a single Khanate artifact would be far more valuable than all of the materials that they had brought out. Ning Qing was so selfless that it would be hard not to respect him. If anyone were to ask themselves honestly, if they had a Khanate treasure, they would definitely not take it out to suppress the Boundary Protection Array. Under such preconditions, anyone who tried to stop Ning Qing from arranging the barrier protecting Grand Array, or anyone who disobeyed Ning Qing on the surface, wouldn't even need Ning Qing to say anything. Ning Qing did take out a Xiantian weapon to suppress the Boundary Protection Grand Array. This Xiantian weapon was the Mountain River Dipper that he hadn't refined yet. Taking out this Mountain River Dipper was because Ning Qing already had a treasure. Secondly, once Feng Xian came looking for him, he would become the enemy of the entire Grand Essence Realm. Ning Qing didn't intend to give the Mountain River Dipper to the people around him. If he took out this thing without a certain level of strength, it would only provoke hatred and make him die faster. Because he needed to suppress the Boundary Protection Grand Array, he directly handed the Mountain River Dipper to Xueying and Shuriqing to help him refine the Tao consciousness within it. Xueying and Shuriqing were both Tao integration experts. No matter how strong the Tao consciousness left by Feng Xian was, it would not be able to withstand their joint refinement. Ning Qing brought out the magnanimity of the Mountain and River Dipper, which also won the appreciation of Xueying and Shuriqing. Although both of them were Tao integration powerhouses, even if they had a treasure like the Mountain and River Dipper, they probably wouldn't be willing to take it out to suppress the Grand Essence Realm's protective array. In fact, Ning Qing didn't just take out a Mountain River Dipper to suppress the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array. He also took out a bead. This pearl was the innate dragon pearl he obtained from Man Suatian. He only said that he took out the Mountain River Dipper, but he didn't say that he also took out an innate dragon pearl to suppress the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array. Ning Qing was going to make the Grand Essence Realm his lair, so how could he be careless about it? Taking out the innate dragon bead as one of the array cores of the Grand Array Protecting Array was to completely control the Grand Essence Realm's Grand Array Protecting Array in his hands. As for the Mountain and River Dipper, even if Xueying and Shuriqing erased their Tao consciousness, Ning Qing was still the one presiding over the Grand Array. Therefore, he could leave behind his spiritual sense and Tao consciousness. Moreover, he could leave it openly. Everyone knew that Ning Qing presided over the Boundary Protection Grand Array. Therefore, he had to leave behind his spiritual sense and Tao consciousness in the array core. The current Grand Essence Realm looked very stable, and everyone seemed to be busy with the Boundary Protection Grand Array. Lu Jiesheng consciously moved out of Heaven Essence Sacred City. As for Fei Feng, Ning Qing didn't plan to look for him. When Qi Shixingsing returned in the future, he would leave Fei Feng's matters to Qi Shixingsing. Since the Star Stepping Tower Master disappeared from Heaven Essence Sacred City, the Tao Court's people decided to change the Star Stepping Tower in Heaven Essence Sacred City into a rest stop for the Tao Court. It had been 5 years since Ning Qing presided over the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array. On this day, almost everyone in the Grand Essence Realm focused on the void outside the Grand Essence Realm. Everyone knew that if nothing unexpected happened, the Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Grand Array would close today. In other words, the Boundary Protection Grand Array would be completed today. Bursts of rumbling sounds came from the void in the distance. The rumbling sounds grew more and more oppressive, and the spatial fluctuations in the void grew more and more intense. Kacha, finally, almost everyone in the Grand Essence Realm cheered. This sound signified that the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array had finally closed. In the future, if anyone wanted to come to the Grand Essence Realm, they wouldn't be able to do so without the permission of the Grand Essence Realm's Tao Court. The Grand Essence Realm would no longer be a back garden that others could come and go as they pleased. Why does it feel like something's wrong? The moment the boundary protection Grand Array closed, someone spoke up in doubt. I also noticed it. It seems that my perception of the Tao sense of heaven and earth has become clearer. A Tao Essence Holy Emperor at the second step Tao confirming realm sneered when he heard this. The Grand Essence Realm's heaven and earth laws have shattered, and the Tao charm of heaven and earth is constantly dissipating. Now that the boundary protection Grand Array is complete, the dissipation speed of the Tao charm of heaven and earth laws has instantly weakened. Cultivating and comprehending it naturally can't be compared to before. Sigh, I didn't expect that after the boundary protection Grand Array was set up, the Tao charm of heaven and earth laws of the Grand Essence Realm would inevitably dissipate. Maybe one day, the Grand Essence Realm will really shatter and disintegrate. Another cultivator who understood the same thing said with a sigh. There were many broken planets in the void. Some of them were formed by meteorite impacts, and some were formed because the Tao charm of the planets gradually dissipated. In the end, the planets would turn into lifeless meteorites. The Tao Essence Holy Emperor who spoke before shook his head. There's no other way. Unless someone can repair the Grand Essence Realm's heaven and earth laws. If you want to repair the Grand Essence Realm's heaven and earth laws. Speaking until here, even he couldn't go on. Ning Cheng stood in the void on the newly built Void Plaza outside the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array. He actually set up the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array. Moreover, all the movements of this Grand Array were under his control. Congratulations Tao Lord, congratulations Association Master Ning, many Spirit Array Masters and some Primordial Essence Holy Emperors who participated in setting up the array came up to congratulate Ning Cheng. Then, they congratulated each other. No matter who participated in setting up this level of boundary protection Grand Array, it was an extremely glorious thing. Ning Cheng cupped his fists and congratulated them while sighing inwardly. Only he knew that this boundary protection Grand Array hadn't been fully set up. If it had been fully set up, it would have taken another few decades. However, Ning Cheng was already very satisfied. No matter who entered the Grand Essence Realm from any place, they would be blocked by the array formation. Only with the consent of the Grand Essence Realm could one enter the Grand Essence Realm. The Grand Essence Realm was no longer a place where one could come and go as they pleased. Perhaps this boundary protection Grand Array couldn't block third step Tao confirming powerhouses, but Ning Cheng estimated that it shouldn't have any problems blocking Feng Xian. He originally wanted to set up the boundary protection Grand Array to deal with Feng Xian. The number of array masters and powerhouses who participated in setting up the boundary protection Grand Array added up to hundreds of thousands. After several years of hard work by hundreds of thousands of us, we finally set up the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array. I would like to thank all the Tao friends who participated in setting up the array. Thank you. The glory of completing the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array belongs to each and every one of us from the Grand Essence Realm. Ning Cheng expressed his sincere gratitude. With this boundary protection Grand Array, he now had a real foothold in the Grand Essence Realm. Void Star Sect. As a mysterious sect, very few people knew the details of the Void Star Sect. If Ning Cheng hadn't refined the sky-replenishing vein bone pill for the Void Star Sect's ancestor Kong, not many people would have known that the Void Star Sect had a Tao Perfection powerhouse. At this time, in the depths of the Void Star Sect, an old man sat on a chair with a frown. Several Void Star Sect cultivators stood on both sides. Wu Buffon, with a dark face and a pair of slender eyes hanging on his forehead, stood on the left side of the old man. As for Ning Cheng's familiar friend, Percy, he wasn't here. After a long time, the old man spoke up, "Have the things been sent away?" Wu Buffeng quickly bowed and said, replying to the old ancestor, "Percy has already sent them away, including 3 high-rank spirit veins and various array materials." The old man called Old Ancestor was the Void Star Sex Dao Perfection powerhouse, Ancestor Kong, whom Ning Cheng had rescued. However, Ancestor Kang's current strength was no longer the same as when he had been poisoned. Dao runes circulated around him, making him many times stronger than Wu Buffeng, who stood beside him. Ancestor Kong took in a deep breath and said slowly, "Send 10 times the amount." Ah! Wu Buffeng didn't feel anything wrong, but the rest of the people exclaimed in disbelief. 10 times the amount, that was equivalent to 30 spirit veins. How many array materials would that add up to? Ancestor Kong sighed, "I sense the Grand Essence Realm's realm protecting Grand Array closing up. Even I can't break this realm protecting Grand Array. In other words, even if I want to leave the Grand Essence Realm, I would need Ning Cheng's permission." When Ancestor Kong said this, everyone fell silent. Ancestor Kang's strength had already recovered infinitely and was about to return to its peak. If Ancestor Kong said that he couldn't break the array and leave, then who else could? Wu Buffeng frowned slightly, feeling a little regretful. Back in the Grand Essence ruins, he had done something wrong. But who knew that Ning Cheng, a mere Dao sculpting holy emperor, could rise to such a terrifying level? "Buffeng, do you have anything to say?" Ancestor Kong immediately saw Wu Buffeng's frown and asked. Wu Buffeng also sighed, "We offended him in the past and even threatened him. I'm afraid that this person will bear a grudge." Ancestor Kong showed a slight smile, "This Ning Cheng will definitely bear a grudge. Just look at his style of doing things. But my Void Star sect isn't afraid of him. I heard that he will hold a second sect meeting after the array closes up, right?" "Yes." Wu Buffeng quickly replied. Ancestor Kong nodded, "Our Void Star sect didn't participate in the first one, but I will lead the team to participate in the second one." Chapter 1134. In the Boundless Palace, Feng Xian held a jade strip with a murderous look on his face. An ant not only snatched his mountain river dipper but also refined a trace of his Dao consciousness' spiritual sense. Ning Cheng's origin was vague in the jade strip, but Ning Cheng's whereabouts were clear. After Ning Cheng escaped from the Boundless Palace, he didn't go far. Instead, he continued to disguise himself as a rogue cultivator and snatched the wood origin bead from the fallen wood temple. After that, the void markets that Ning Cheng suspected of passing through were listed one after another, all the way to the 5 realms void markets. After the 5 realms void market, Ning Cheng's whereabouts were unknown, and no other void markets indicated that Ning Cheng had been there. If there was only this piece of information, Feng Xian could only confirm that Ning Cheng most likely came from the 5 grand realms. But then another piece of news made Feng Xian sure that Ning Cheng came from the Grand Essence realm. Ning Cheng was one of the top 3 in the 5 realms pill competition, and there were hundreds of millions of people with the same name in the void. However, both of them used spears, which made Feng Xian sure that Ning Cheng had either gone to the Grand Change realm or the Grand Essence realm. And the news from the Grand Change realm that Ning Cheng had fallen made Feng Xian sure that Ning Cheng had gone to the Grand Essence realm. How long will it take to get to the Grand Essence realm from the Boundless Palace? Feng Xian put the jade strip on the jade table in front of him and asked in a calm tone. The pretty female cultivator standing in front of him said respectfully, "If we use all the resources of the Boundless Palace, we can reach the Grand Essence realm in less than 2 years. If we use the teleportation array in the void markets, it will take about 5 years. From now on, use all resources and head to the Grand Essence realm as fast as possible." Feng Xian stood up and said without hesitation. He was afraid, not of Ning Cheng, but of the Grand Change realm's powerhouses. Ning Cheng must have something coveted, which was why he was being chased in the Grand Change realm. Otherwise, the news of Ning Cheng's death in the Grand Change realm wouldn't have spread. Once the Grand Change Realm's powerhouses reached the Grand Essence Realm first, Feng Xian wouldn't have a share of the wood origin bead. Even his mountain river dipper might not be able to find it. Although he was a Dao integration expert, he could not dominate the Great Change Realm. The Great Change Realm could even prevent him from entering the boundary. Do you want to issue an order to gather together or not? The pretty-looking female cultivator quickly bowed and asked. Feng Xian pondered for a moment and then said, the Grand Essence Realm is very broken, and there are only a few Dao integration experts, no more than a handful. These Dao integration cultivators probably didn't have the time to care about a mere Dao actualization divine emperor. What's more, I'm guessing that there's only one person who can really make a move, and I, Feng Xian, don't take this person seriously. Let's go to the Grand Essence Realm and take Ningqing away. There's no need to ask for help from fellow Taoists. The pretty-looking female cultivator cautiously said, the Grand Essence Realm doesn't have a protective array, so you can come and go as you please. I'm not worried about the Grand Essence Realm. I'm worried about the people from the Grand Change Realm. If they also send people to the Grand Essence Realm, I'm afraid that our Boundless Realm Palace would suffer a loss. Hearing this, Feng Xian nodded solemnly, you're right. You go over first. I'll personally stay behind to issue the Boundless Palace's recruitment order and gather fellow Taoists from all over to help. As soon as you succeed, send me a message immediately. Yes, but Palace Master, it won't be a problem for my Boundless Palace to gather fellow Taoists from all over the world. I'm worried that once we gather so many people, we'll have to travel a long distance to the Grand Essence Realm. Without waiting for the pretty-looking female cultivator to finish speaking, Feng Xian chuckled, don't worry about it here. My Boundless Palace can still come up with this reward. What's more, I'm not going to the Grand Essence Realm this time to give rewards to others. I'm inviting everyone to look for opportunities together. Although the Grand Essence Realm is broken, it's still one of the 5 Grand Realms. As long as we flip the Grand Essence Realm upside down, I believe we can dig out some treasures. Ah! The pretty-looking female cultivator looked at her boss in shock. She never expected the Palace Master to be so ambitious. He wanted to rob a realm. This was simply heaven-defying. But, those Dao integration experts. The pretty-looking female cultivator couldn't help but speak up. Feng Xian sneered, as far as I know, there are only 4 or 5 Dao integration experts in the Grand Essence Realm. I heard that old man Qin Lan has long since left the Grand Essence Realm. Kong Xiushan suffered from one of the 10 poisons in the world, the tattoo bone poison, hundreds of thousands of years ago. Unless Mu Zuoxiao helps him with alchemy, he won't be able to cure it. He can't even go to the Grand Change Realm, let alone ask Mu Zuoxiao to help him with alchemy. What's more, even if he begged, Ao Beijiang would slap him to death. At this point, he paused for a moment before continuing, Shuriqing is just a woman. I heard that she damaged her essence spirit in the process of her 9 soul revolutions. I'm afraid she won't be able to survive the second Dao integration blight in this life. I can easily kill a woman like her. The only thing I have to worry about is Xuang. I heard that Xuang began to cross the second heaven's blight tens of thousands of years ago. I don't know if he crossed it or if he's still in the middle of it. It's not a problem. When the pretty female cultivator heard this, she quickly said, I heard that the barbarian dragon clan of the Grand Essence Sea was one of the top 10 dragon clans of the Grand Essence Sea. The barbarian dragon clan also had a Dao integration holy emperor, Man Suatian. Feng Xian nodded. Man Suatian is indeed a Dao integration holy emperor, but he's a monster. As long as we give him enough benefits, even if the Grand Essence Realm tumbles a few more times, he will only help and won't object. So, we don't have to worry about Man Suatian. We can even use the barbarian dragon clan to join forces with him. You go to the Grand Essence Realm first and bring me a voice transmission jade slip to Man Suatian. Yes. The pretty female cultivator bowed and responded. Man Suatian nodded. Where did the two women with the wood origin bead go? Have you found out? The pretty female cultivator said, I've found out, and I'm about to report it to the palace master. According to the spatial fluctuations of Fallen Wood Temple and the testimonies of some cultivators who were nearby at the time, they most likely went to heavens beyond. When Feng Xian heard this, he suddenly stood up and asked in surprise, You're saying that they can teleport to heavens beyond outside the plane through an array disk? That's right, the pretty female cultivator responded. Feng Xian took a deep breath and said in a deep voice, No matter how much it costs, we have to go to heavens beyond and bring those two women to the boundless palace. At this point, Feng Xian raised his hand and threw out two messages. After a while, two figures quickly walked in. One of them was strong, while the other was thin. Upon seeing the two people come in, Feng Xian said, Feng Qi, go to heavens beyond with 11. Bring the two women with the wood origin bead to the boundless palace. Anyone who tries to stop you will be killed without mercy. The two people in front of him were called Feng Qi and Feng Shi. They were both Feng Xian's younger brothers. Feng Qi was at the late-stage primordial chaos, while Feng Shi was at the mid-stage primordial Tao. But the price? Feng Qi said with some worry. Even for the boundless palace, it was not easy to cross the plane to heavens beyond. There was no teleportation array between heavens beyond and this side of the void. Because of this, Feng Xian was shocked when he heard that there was a teleportation array disk that could teleport to heavens beyond. Bring those two women here at all costs, Feng Xian said with a wave of his hand. Ning Qing sat in the throne room of the heaven-essenced sacred city's Tao court. The sect masters of the 10 major sects were all here. In addition to the sect masters of the 10 major sects, almost all the famous sects, families, forces, and even rogue cultivators in the Great Essence realm had come here. Ning Qing knew that the sect masters of the 10 great sects, even if they were the 10 court pillars of the Tao court, only sat here to discuss things with him and not to listen to his orders. However, Ning Qing still felt like he was the king of the world. Xuanying and Shuriqing did not come to this meeting. Instead, another Tao Integration Holy Emperor, Ancestor Kong of the Void Star Sect, came. Ning Qing did not receive this Tao Integration Holy Emperor alone. The Void Star Sect was a typical despicable sect. If he was not the Tao Court's Tao Lord, Ning Qing really did not want to meet this sect. Everyone in the Tao Court's throne room looked happy because Ning Qing had fulfilled his original promise. He took hundreds of thousands of people to set up the Great Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Array. According to the conditions of the two Tao Integration Holy Emperors, Ning Qing would establish the Grand Essence Tao Court after setting up the Boundary Protection Array. Ning Qing would also become the first Tao Lord of the Grand Essence Tao Court. In fact, this was just a ceremony. The Tao Court of the Grand Essence Realm had already existed when they started to set up the Boundary Protection Array. Ning Qing was also excited, not because he was the Tao Court's Tao Lord, but because he had finally completed his first plan in 5 years. The Great Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Array was completed, and the Grand Essence Tao Court was established. This meant that the strength of the Grand Essence Realm had been condensed. In the future, if Feng Xian found the Grand Essence Realm, he would also have the qualifications to talk to Feng Xian. In the past 5 years, his cultivation did not make much progress. But because he led many people to set up the Boundary Protection Array, his attainment in the Tao of Arrays had reached a new level. Today, my Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Array is finally completed. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the Boundary Protection Array. From today onwards, anyone who wants to come to my Grand Essence Realm must first seek my Grand Essence Realm's permission. As everyone knows, the core of my Grand Essence Realm's Boundary Protection Array is a Xiantian artifact, the Mountain River Dipper. Ning Qing deliberately paused. Sure enough, after hearing the words Mountain River Dipper, everyone held their breath and listened to Ning Qing's next words. I took the Mountain River Dipper from a man named Feng Yu. At that time, Feng Yu wanted to kill me, but he didn't want me to take the mountain river dipper. Feng Yu is nothing to worry about. He has a backer, the palace master of the boundless palace, Feng Xian. When Ning Qing mentioned Feng Xian, many people's expressions changed slightly. Obviously, more than one person knew Feng Xian. Feng Xian is famous throughout the void. I believe many people here know him. He's also a Tao Perfection Holy Emperor. Tao Lord, Feng Xian is indeed a Tao Perfection Holy Emperor. Now that my Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection array is complete, even if he comes here, my Grand Essence Realm will not be afraid of him. To Ning Cheng's surprise, the first person to stand up to support him was Desolate Spirit Palace's Xiao Luojin. In fact, not only did Xiao Luojin understand Ning Cheng's meaning, but almost everyone else also understood Ning Cheng's meaning. Ning Cheng honestly spoke the truth and didn't arouse the disgust of many people. First, Ning Cheng was a Tao Lord. Second, Ning Cheng didn't keep the mountain river dipper for himself. Instead, he used it to suppress the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection array. One could say that the mountain river dipper was for the entire Grand Essence Realm to use. Chapter 1135. As soon as Xiao Luojin expressed his stance, the rest of the people also stood up. Apart from some people who really didn't care about Feng Xian's arrival, some people came for Ning Cheng, the Tao Lord. Ning Cheng was only a nominal Tao Lord and didn't have as much power as the Tao Lords of the Grand Change Realm. But there was no doubt that Ning Cheng's identity as a Tao Lord wasn't a puppet. Ning Cheng might not be able to command hundreds of people, but he would never be controlled by others. Ning Cheng also understood this. But he had never thought of becoming the ruler of a realm in the Grand Essence Realm. The reason why he spent so much energy on this was mainly to protect himself. If he could protect himself and the safety of the Grand Essence Realm, why not? Tao Lord Ning, my Void Star sect absolutely supports the Grand Essence Tao Court. If Feng Xian dares to come to the Grand Essence Realm, even if Tao Friend Shuaying and Tao Friend Shuriqing can't spare the time, Kong Xiushan will stand up. Ancestor Kong had long seen that Ning Cheng didn't care much about the Void Star sect, and he could see it from today's scene. One day, Ning Cheng would become a true Tao Lord of a realm. Instead of cooperating with other sects like what they were doing now. His Void Star sect missed a chance to make friends and even started a feud with Ning Cheng. If he missed this opportunity again, the Void Star sect might never have a chance to make a comeback. Missing one opportunity could be considered an accident, but if he missed two opportunities, he deserved to die. He, Kong Xiushan, had seen the vicissitudes of life and the changes of mountains and rivers. In a short time, Ning Cheng went from a Tao sculpting cultivator to a Tao essence powerhouse, which was enough to shock everyone. Ning Cheng's luck was heaven-defying. Now, Ning Cheng led the sects of the Grand Essence Realm to complete the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array and even became a Tao Lord of a realm's Tao Court with the support of two Tao Unification Holy Emperors. If he still wasn't optimistic about Ning Cheng, then he, Kong Xiushan, could only be regarded as a pig. Ning Cheng was also surprised. He knew that Kong Xiushan came here to participate in the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array. Kong Xiushan came here to make friends. He didn't care, nor was he surprised. After the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array was set up, even Kong Xiushan couldn't leave without his permission. Kong Xiushan took the initiative to take on the heavy responsibility of dealing with Feng Xian, which made Ning Cheng really surprised. In his opinion, Kong Xiushan and the Void Star sect that Kong Xiushan belonged to were a snobbish sect. This kind of sect was only willing to show the least amount of sincerity to obtain the greatest benefits. In any case, Kong Xiushan was a Tao integration stage Holy Emperor. Since Kong Xiushan had expressed his support for him, Ning Cheng also could not continue to ignore Kong Xiushan. When a Tao integration stage Holy Emperor said something like this, Ning Cheng had to give him some face. Otherwise, they would become enemies. Ning Cheng wasn't that stupid. He stood up and cupped his fists towards Kang Xiushan. With Senior Kang's words, my Grand Essence realm will be as stable as Mount Tai. On behalf of all the Tao friends in the Grand Essence realm, I thank Void Star Sect Senior Kang for his hot-blooded commitment. Seeing Ning Qing stand up, Kang Xiushan felt very satisfied. He knew that Ning Qing was also able to see the facts clearly. In this case, it would be beneficial to both sides, as such there was no point in fighting with each other. With another Tao integration stage Holy Emperor supporting Ning Qing, the atmosphere in the Tai Su Imperial Palace became even more fervent. It could be said that almost all the Tao integration stage Holy Emperors in the Grand Essence realm supported Ning Qing. The only Tao integration stage Holy Emperor who opposed the Pill Association, Man Suatian, was killed by Ning Qing. Ning Qing waited for the crowd to quiet down a little before standing up and speaking in a clear voice. I, the first Tao Lord of the Grand Essence Tao Court, Ning Qing, hereby announce to all the Tao friends in the Grand Essence realm that the Grand Essence Tao Court has been established. The Grand Essence realm's lawlessness will never return. The days where they could come and go as they pleased in the Grand Essence realm were gone forever. From today onwards, my Grand Essence realm will have lawless competition. One day, my Grand Essence realm will return to its peak. From today onwards, my Grand Essence realm will be guarded by every cultivator from the Grand Essence realm. Ning Qing's voice spread out through the Grand Essence realm's protective array. Except for those who were in seclusion, almost every corner of the Grand Essence realm could hear Ning Qing's announcement of the establishment of the Grand Essence Tao Court. At this moment, everyone in the Grand Essence realm celebrated. No matter what happened in the future, having the Tao Court set the rules was much better than having lawless battles. At least if they offended someone in the void, they could escape back to the Grand Essence realm without worrying about being chased after returning to the Grand Essence realm. This kind of thing happened too many times in the past. After the establishment of the Grand Essence Tao Court, it would never return. After Ning Qing finished speaking, the people in the Grand Essence Imperial Hall began to raise their cups in celebration. Ning Qing raised his cup and said again, "Today, with the help of the establishment of the Grand Essence Tao Court, I would like to ask a favor from all the Tao friends. Tao Lord Ning, please speak. As long as it's related to my Grand Essence realm, it's not just about Tao Lord Ning alone, but also about all of us." 7-star Sacred Sects Mu Yuankong rushed to speak first. Since the establishment of the Grand Essence Tao Court, Ning Qing had appointed 10 court pillars. Among the 10 court pillars, even the Heavenly Array Valley, which had just joined the top 10 sects, had a sect master as a court pillar. Only in the 7-star Sacred Sect, Mu Yuankong, the deputy sect master, was one of the 10 court pillars. Mu Yuankong and Ning Qing had no friendship at all. The only reason why Ning Qing appointed him as one of the 10 court pillars was that the Pill Association had initiated the Grand Essence Realms sect meeting 5 years ago. The 7-star Sacred Sect had sent him, the deputy sect master, Mu Yuankong, instead of sect master Han Qianwei. Ning Qing not only appointed Mu Yuankong as one of the 10 court pillars, but he also never asked about the life and death of the 7-star Sacred Sect master Han Qianwei. Obviously, in the eyes of a Tao Lord like Ning Qing, Han Qianwei, who didn't attend the sect meeting, was directly ignored. In fact, when Ning Qing announced the sect meeting, the 7-star Sacred Sect master Han Qianwei knew about it because he had reported it. It was just that Han Qianwei had never put Ning Qing in his eyes. In Han Qianwei's opinion, Ning Qing was just a first-step Tao confirming ant. He wasn't qualified for Han Qianwei to support him. Han Qianwei didn't attend the sect meeting held by Ning Qing in the name of the Pill Association. As for other things, he was too lazy to care about them. He chose to go into seclusion again to comprehend the Tao unification realm. Mu Yuankong also didn't say much. He didn't tell Han Qianwei that Ning Qing had advanced to the Tao Essence realm and even joined forces with the others to kill Man Suatian. In addition, 2 Tao unification experts supported Ning Qing. Since Han Qianwei didn't go into seclusion, Mu Yuankong attended the sect meeting held by the Pill Association. He was pleasantly surprised that he was appointed as one of the 10 court pillars. After arranging the boundary protection grand array, Mu Yuankong knew that he was right not to tell Han Qianwei about what Ning Cheng had done. As long as he maintained a good relationship with Ning Cheng, Han Qianwei wouldn't be able to do anything to him, Mu Yuankong. After missing several opportunities to express his loyalty, Mu Yuankong quickly expressed his support for Dao Lord Ning Cheng the moment Ning Cheng said it. Ning Cheng nodded in gratitude and continued, as everyone knows, the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection grand array has been completed. Unfortunately, the Grand Essence Realm's laws are still broken, and the Heaven and Earth Dao charm is incomplete. Not to mention the difficulty of Dao confirming and Dao fusion, even stepping into the second step is 10 times more difficult than stepping into the Grand Change Realm. This is also the reason why the number of second-step Dao confirming Holy Emperors in the Grand Essence Realm is far fewer than in the Grand Change Realm. Everyone in the hall sighed. Everyone knew that Ning Cheng was telling the truth, but no one could solve this problem. It wasn't like arranging a boundary protection grand array. As long as one's attainment in the array Dao reached a certain level, they could unite many array formation masters and accumulate time and materials. Since the laws of a top-level realm like the Grand Essence Realm were broken, there was no other way but to wait for destruction. The Void Star Sect's Dao Unification Holy Emperor Kong Shushan sighed and said, back then, several third-step Dao confirming powerhouses fought within the boundaries of the 5 great realms. Under the bombardment of good fortune treasures, only the Grand Change Realm barely managed to protect itself. The other 4 realms all shattered. Ning Cheng's heart moved and he quickly asked, Senior Kong, do you know anything about the war of that year? What good fortune treasures were there? Not only Ning Cheng, but many holy emperors in the hall also looked at Kong Shushan. Few people knew about the secret of the destruction of the 5 great realms. Most people only knew that the Grand Essence Realm was broken because of the war between powerhouses. Kong Shushan nodded, I know a little about it. At the beginning of good fortune, primordial chaos had just begun. At the beginning of good fortune, there were 5 kinds of good fortune treasures. One was the good fortune indestructible axe, the second was the good fortune jade disc, the third was the good fortune golden page, the fourth was the good fortune mysterious yellow bead, and the fifth was the good fortune green lotus. After that war, the good fortune 5 treasures were lost between heaven and earth, and many of them were never heard from again. Kong Shushan spoke with confidence. Ning Cheng knew that he had obtained the mysterious yellow bead. In addition to the good fortune treasures, there were countless Xiantian treasures and primordial chaos treasures that participated in the war. Even the good fortune treasures were shattered. Those Xiantian treasures were either smashed into pieces or fell into various major realms or the void. Fortunately, they didn't shatter. Some of them had their artifact spirits scattered, while others had their artifact spirits directly perished. When Kong Shushan said this, Ning Cheng's heart moved. His starry sky wheel and everlasting blue thunder fort both lacked artifact spirits. Was it because they participated in the good fortune war? Kong Shushan glanced at Ning Cheng and said, the mountain and river dipper that Dao Lord Ning obtained is actually a treasure that participated in the good fortune war. It's one of the few lucky Xiantian treasures. I heard that the artifact spirit only fell into a deep sleep. This kind of Xiantian treasure is the best choice to suppress the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protecting grand array. Many thanks, Senior Kong, for dispelling my doubts. Ning Cheng thanked him. Kong Shushan told him a lot of secrets, which he had never heard before. Li Feng suddenly asked, Brother Kong, may I ask if the Chaos Tree also participated in that battle? Kong Shushan nodded, the Chaos Tree is the only one in the world. It's a treasure that doesn't lose out to any good fortune treasure. This tree did participate in that war. But in that war, the Chaos Tree also fell apart and scattered throughout the void. If someone can find a fragment of the Chaos Tree, they would have unlimited achievements. After a pause, Kang Shushan continued, things like the Chaos Tree and the Good Fortune treasures all have their own origin spirit. Before they perish, they would find a place to hide or leave their inheritance. I heard that the Chaos Tree was broken in the Grand Beginning Realm, while the Good Fortune Indestructible Axe was broken in the Void. I'm afraid that the Good Fortune Indestructible Axe didn't hide because its owner was too unyielding. As a result, the Good Fortune Indestructible Axe turned into countless fragments like its owner. Chapter 1136. Kang Shushan smiled at Ning Cheng, that's all I know. Dao Lord Ning, please get to the main point. Ning Cheng nodded and continued, the reason why I said that the Grand Essence Realm's laws are broken is because I wonder if I can repair the Grand Essence Realm and rebuild the Grand Essence Realm's heaven and earth laws. As soon as Ning Cheng's words came out, it immediately caused an uproar. Ning Cheng said that he would arrange the number 1 defensive array in the Grand Essence Realm, which was a bit of a stretch. However, restoring the Grand Essence Realm's heaven and earth laws and perfecting the Grand Essence Realm was too unrealistic. It didn't make sense at all. Although everyone was talking noisily, Ning Cheng did not interrupt them. Those who were able to sit in this Dao Court's throne room were all reputable figures. They were either sect leaders or overlords of a region. The discussion didn't last long before the throne room quietened down. Whether Ning Cheng was in charge or not, at least Ning Cheng was still a Dao Lord. Dao Lord Ning, although I know that your idea is good, and it's also for the sake of my Grand Essence Realm, at least this matter is a bit out of bounds. River Luo Sacred Sect Master Wang Huazhong said with cupped fists. The small rift between River Luo Sacred Sect and Ning Cheng mainly originated from Tong Mingzi and his disciple. Now that Shuang was optimistic about Ning Cheng, Tong Mingzi was nothing but a fart. Naturally, Wang Huazhong would not care about Tong Mingzi. What he meant was that he was on the side of the Dao Court. Ning Cheng spoke up in a very serious tone, what Wang Tingzhu said makes sense. Everything depends on one's own effort. My current strength is still far from being able to repair a world. If I don't want to do this because I'm not strong enough, then the Grand Essence Realm will never have a chance to be restored. Only by preparing to do it could it be repaired. If you're not prepared to do it and think it's impossible, then you'll never be able to achieve it. After hearing Ning Cheng's words, many Saint Emperors stood up and expressed their support for Ning Cheng's decision. Although Ning Cheng's idea might be unrealistic, but there was one thing that Ning Cheng did not say wrong, that is, if you do not prepare to do it, then you will never be able to accomplish it. Only by doing it could one possibly accomplish something. It was just like setting up the sacred Dao World's Realm Protection Grand Array. Even without Ning Cheng, if someone took the lead, if 5 years were not enough, they could use 50 years, 500 years, or even 550,000 years to set up the Realm Protection Grand Array. It was just that no one had ever done it, which was why the Great Boundary Protection Array was still there. Ning Cheng's idea might never succeed, but the Grand Essence Realm needed a goal. The goal proposed by Ning Cheng was suitable for everyone to work towards. My Flaming Feather God Mountain supports Dao Lord Ning's decision. Peng Chiyuan quickly stood up and echoed. Ning Cheng had some friendship with his son Peng Shan and daughter Peng Ruimei. Ning Cheng had even specifically asked about Peng Shan's whereabouts. At this time, he naturally had to stand up and support Ning Cheng. The Silver Dragon clan supports Dao Lord Ning's decision. Gong Wu, who hadn't had the chance to express her opinion, stood up now. Then, the sect masters of the Empyrean Extreme Island, the Big Dipper Seven Peaks, the Purple Fog Immortal Valley, and many other sects stepped forward to express their support. Even some sects who were unhappy with Ning City expressed their support. It wasn't like he would lose a piece of meat if he spoke. After thanking him, Ning Cheng continued, to repair a big interface like the Grand Essence Realm, you will need the Chaos Tree and the World Mountain. Just now, Senior Kong also said that the Chaos Tree had shattered in the Grand Beginning Realm. Finding the Grand Essence realm to repair it was simply unrealistic. Even if we can find the Chaos Tree, the cultivators of the Great Beginning realm won't let us use it to repair their realm. As for the World Mountain, I'm afraid no one knows where it is. Ning Qing didn't know where the World Mountain was. However, Ning Qing had some clues about the World Mountain. He had gone to the Grand Change Realm's shallow cloud villa and obtained a model of the World Mountain. Later, he saved Shi-Er and sent Shi-Er and the others away in a hurry and didn't have time to ask about the World Mountain model. From this, it could be seen that the World Mountain and the shallow cloud villa had a relationship. Whether it belonged to Shi-Er or not, it had something to do with Shi-Er. I learned from Court Pillarly that there is another way to repair the Grand Essence realm apart from the World Mountain and the Chaos Tree. It is to gather the Chaos 5 Earths, Breath Earth, Stable Earth, Gung Earth, Release Earth, Balance Earth, and 5 elements Spirit Water. Because the Grand Essence Nether realm is broken, it no longer has the Reincarnation Tao. Therefore, we need the 7 Bridges Realm book to repair the Grand Essence Nether realm. We can't get the 5 elements Spirit Water, but I have the 7 Bridges Realm book. I'm willing to take out the 7 Bridges Realm book to repair the Grand Essence Nether realm and perfect the Reincarnation Tao. The mysterious fairy ancient clan has the life ring, and Patriarch Li is also willing to take it out. Even if we don't have the 5 elements Spirit Water, if we can get the Chaos 5 Earths, I believe that the Grand Essence realm can be repaired. At least, it would be much better than it is now. Previously, many people didn't care about it. Even if they stood up to support Ning Qing, it was just lip service. But now, Ning Qing was willing to take out the 7 Bridges Realm book to repair the Reincarnation Tao, and Li Feng was willing to take out the life ring. This kind of noble sentiment truly moved everyone. Putting themselves in their shoes, if these 2 things were in their hands, would they be willing to take them out? Before, Ning Qing had taken out the mountain and river dipper. After all, he had the idea of taking out a calamity. But now that Ning Qing took out the 7 Bridges Realm book, it didn't mean anything different. What made everyone feel even more incredible was Patriarch Li Feng from the bottom of their hearts. The reason why the mysterious fairy ancient clan could become one of the top 10 sects and hide for so many years without losing its reputation was all because of the life ring. Now, Patriarch Li Feng was even willing to take out the life ring to repair the Grand Essence realm. What could be more convincing and respectful than this? For a moment, everyone in the Dao Court's throne room stood up. Everyone felt shocked by Ning Qing and Li Feng's decision, but at the same time, they also felt grateful for the two's decision. Many people had guessed that Ning Qing had the 7 Bridges Realm book, but no one had expected Ning Qing to take out the 7 Bridges Realm book. It's difficult for us to get the 5 elements Spirit Water, but I believe that we can get the Chaos 5 Earths through hard work. One person is weak, but many people are strong. I would like to ask all Dao friends to help us find the Chaos 5 Earths. My Grand Essence realm must find the Chaos 5 Earths at all costs. Moreover, now that I have the 7th Earths, I only lack the remaining 4 Earths. After Ning Qing said this sentence, almost all the people expressed their heartfelt support for him. Ning Qing and Li Feng had taken out such a precious thing. If they had to think twice about finding the Chaos 5 Earths, it would truly be too much. Besides, Ning Qing had already found the 7th Earths, so what else was there to say? Ning Qing finally felt relieved. The primal Chaos 5 soils were different from the 5 elements origin beads. Sun Wei had told him that since he possessed the mysterious yellow bead, he had an innate attraction towards the origin bead. As such, he could always obtain news about the origin bead. Moreover, the primal Chaos 5 soils were not something necessary to complete the mysterious yellow bead. As such, the probability of him encountering these 5 soils was no different from that of an ordinary person. As for taking the initiative to admit that he had Gung soil, Ning Qing already had a plan. Li Feng was not the only one who knew that Man Suotian had Gung soil on him. Since he killed Man Suotian, the Gung soil should be on him. If he took the initiative to say it, he would appear even more open and aboveboard, as if he was sincerely working to perfect the Grand Essence Realm's laws. From this, it could be seen that their recognition of Tao Lord Ningcheng had grown much stronger than before. Grand Essence Mountain. I know. This is the first sacred mountain sealed in the Grand Essence Realm. Ningcheng nodded and replied. After coming to the Grand Essence Realm for so long, he naturally wasn't unfamiliar with the Grand Essence Mountain. Grand Essence Mountain was ranked first among the 10 famous mountains of the Grand Essence Realm, slightly better than River Luo Sacred Sect's River Luo Mountain. It's just that Grand Essence Mountain was discovered late. All the major sects wanted it, but no one could get it. So they directly sealed it. Later, it became the Grand Essence Mountain's sacred territory, just like the extraterritorial Spirit Spring. Every 1,000 years, a group of genius disciples would be selected to enter the Grand Essence Mountain's sacred territory for cultivation. Ningcheng, as a Tao Lord, has not received any benefits, but has made such a great contribution to my Grand Essence Realm. I, Wang Huazhong, represent River Luo Sacred Sect. Only Pil Sage Ning can live in Grand Essence Mountain. Wang Huazhong spoke with a clear voice. The way he addressed Ningcheng clearly expressed his intention. Chapter 1137. If Wang Huazhong had not mentioned the Grand Essence Mountain, only a few people would have thought of it. Now that Wang Huazhong mentioned the Grand Simplicity Mountain, everyone remembered the Grand Simplicity Mountain surpassing domain. While some of the sect masters were secretly cursing Wang Huazhong for being shameless, they were also secretly blaming themselves for not thinking of this matter earlier. This was a sentence that would allow one to gain Ningcheng's friendship without paying anything in return. I support sect leader Wang's decision. I also support, it didn't matter if they fell behind, but now that they supported Ningcheng, they must not fall behind again. If they fell behind again, they feared that they would not be able to gain Ningcheng's friendship, but would instead cause Ningcheng to feel some knots in his heart. In any case, the Grand Essence Mountain did not belong to any sect. Moreover, the cultivation of the Grand Essence Mountain surpassing boundary was only limited to those below the Tao sculpting realm. Even if a Tao confirming cultivator entered the Grand Essence Mountain surpassing boundary to cultivate, the effect would still be the same. In a place like the Grand Essence Mountain, apart from Tao Lord Ningcheng, no one could move their sect there. Since he knew he couldn't get it, he might as well generously give it away. Ningcheng was not only a Tao Lord of the Grand Essence Tao Court, but he also single-handedly guided the arrangement of the Grand Essence Realm's protective Grand Array. Not to mention the innate treasure Mountain River Dipper, just the fact that Ningcheng was willing to take out the Seven Bridges Realm Book and Gung Soil made it so that no one would feel jealous of Ningcheng living in the uninhabited Grand Essence Mountain. Hearing that so many people agreed to let him live in the Grand Essence Mountain, Ningcheng felt happy in his heart. To be honest, after the Tao Court's meeting ended, he would most likely have to find a place to stay in the Grand Essence Realm. Otherwise, where would the people of stately River Star live after moving here? Besides Luofei and Rulan, it was impossible for everyone to enter his mysterious yellow bead, right? Now that Wang Huazhong proposed to give him the Grand Essence Mountain, it really was a pleasant surprise. Ningcheng had never been to the Grand Simplicity Mountain, but he had heard about it too many times. A radius of hundreds of thousands of miles might not be much in terms of area, but it could only be considered ordinary in the Grand Essence Realm. However, the Grand Essence Mountain's spirit chi, topographical location, and the beautiful scenery made it an excellent choice for the sect. Not to mention that Ning City was a top-notch array formation master. Even if an ordinary sect went to the Grand Essence Mountain, they could easily turn it into the best location for their sect. Many thanks, fellow Taoists. If I continue to decline, it would be unreasonable of me. From today onwards, the Grand Essence Mountain will be my private residence. Ningcheng sincerely thanked him. He had been putting in so much effort, and now he finally had a little bit of return. Moreover, this return was something that Ningcheng desperately needed. The establishment of the Taisu Dao court was perfect. It could be said that 90% of the sect leaders who participated in the establishment of the Taisu Dao court returned with satisfaction. Many sects began to set up branches in the Heaven Essence Sacred City and set up merchant houses. Heaven Essence Sacred City was originally the premier sacred city in the Grand Essence realm. But now that the Grand Essence Dao court had established itself in Heaven Essence Sacred City, countless powerhouses flocked to this place to set up their sects' encampments. Heaven Essence Sacred City once again expanded without limit. As for the expansion of the Heaven Essence Sacred City's defensive array formation, Sha Su of Heavenly Array Valley completed it. As for Ning Cheng, he had already left for the Grand Essence Mountains. The Pill Union was located in the Heaven Essence Sacred City, but Ning Cheng didn't bring anyone from the Pill Union with him. He decided to head to the Heaven Essence Mountains alone. He naturally wouldn't be like the Dao Lords of the Grand Change World Dao Court, who had to hold a Dao Court assembly every few days. As a Dao Lord, he would only summon the sect masters of the major sects to discuss important matters in the Grand Essence realm. Usually, he only had the title of Dao Lord. What puzzled Ning Cheng was that he hadn't received any news from Sword Tri-Mountain. It stood to reason that he had led the array formation masters of the Grand Essence realm to complete the arrangement of the Grand Essence realm's boundary protecting Grand Array and become the new Dao Lord of the Grand Essence Dao Court. Sword Tri-Mountain should have received the news a long time ago. However, Ning Cheng still resisted the urge to use the power of the Dao Court to find Sword Tri-Mountain. If Sword Tri-Mountain had his own matters, it wouldn't be good for him to use the Dao Court to find him. Moreover, although he was a Dao Lord, there weren't many people in the Grand Essence realm who truly supported him wholeheartedly. Most of the sects were forced by the situation, while some of them felt that Ning Cheng had truly contributed a lot to the Grand Essence realm. If he thought that the Grand Essence Dao Court belonged to him and used the Dao Court to do things for him from the beginning, it would be akin to asking for trouble. This place is really beautiful. Yan Ji stood next to Ning Cheng and looked at the Grand Essence Mountains shrouded in immortal mist in front of her. Yan Ji was right. This place was indeed beautiful. Countless mountain peaks surrounded a giant peak in the distance, with several clear rivers crisscrossing it. Even the birds and beasts that could fly were rare breeds. At a glance, one could tell that this place had been arranged by a sect in ancient times. As for why this sect was hidden in the vast river of history, it was impossible to find out. After all, when the Grand Essence Mountain was discovered, the major sects of the Grand Essence realm had already existed. I will establish the mysterious yellow sect here. In the future, this place will be the foundation of my mysterious yellow sect. Ning Cheng took Yan Ji and flew over countless cloud-shrouded peaks before landing on the main peak. Rays of multicolored light shone down, making this place look even more tranquil and beautiful. If the Grand Essence realm's heaven and earth laws were restored, then the Grand Essence Mountain would indeed be the best place to establish a sect. I'll help you. Yan Ji immediately said. Ning Cheng also didn't intend to ask outsiders to establish the mysterious yellow sect. The mysterious yellow sect was his final territory. The Dao monarchs of the Grand Essence realm were illusory, while the mysterious yellow sect truly existed. Yan Ji was a Dao sculpting holy emperor, and her combat prowess was much stronger than ordinary holy emperors. Now, just helping Ning Cheng arrange the sect wouldn't pose any difficulty. Yan Ji began to establish the sect in the Grand Essence Mountain according to Ning Cheng's plan in the Jade Strip. Ning Cheng, on the other hand, arranged the Grand Essence Mountain's sect protecting Grand Array. Ning Cheng used Man Suotian's Golden Dragon Whip and God-slaying Nail to suppress the sect's sect protecting Grand Array. Moreover, he also used another good weapon, the Blade Mountain Weapon, to suppress the sect protecting Grand Array. Ning Cheng was the Array Formation Grand Master who led the arrangement of the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protecting Grand Array. Therefore, it didn't take much effort for him to arrange the Grand Essence Mountain's boundary protecting Grand Array. If the boundary protecting Grand Array was equivalent to the union of Earth's 4 oceans, then the sect protecting Grand Array he arranged now wasn't even 1/100th the size of a sesame seed. Despite this, Ning Qing still managed to perfect it. It took him a full 6 months to complete the sect protecting Grand Essence Mountain's sect protecting Grand Array. At this time, Yen Ji's sect construction in the main hall of the Grand Essence Mountain also finished. Ning Cheng and Yen Ji stood at the peak of the Grand Essence Mountain, in front of the mysterious Yellow Sect's new sect. While enjoying the beautiful scenery around the Grand Essence Mountain, a faint sense of satisfaction rose in their hearts. After being taken away by the mysterious yellow bead from Earth, it wasn't until today that he truly felt a sense of security. If he waited until he reached Dao confirming Dao fusion, maybe even without the boundary protecting Grand Array, he wouldn't have to fear Feng Xian. When big sister Luofei and little sister Rulan come, this place will become lively. Yen Ji leaned against Ning Cheng and spoke with a satisfied expression. Ning Cheng showed a slight smile. After things here are over, I plan to go to the 9 Revolutions sacred Dao Pond. Whether Qianghua is there or not, I have to go and ask. After the 9 Revolutions sacred Dao Pond, we will immediately return to Jiangzhou Star. In the past, he didn't have the qualifications to ask about the 9 Revolutions sacred Dao Pond's Qianghua. But now that he had become a Dao monarch, he also had Shuriqing's support. He believed that the women from the 9 Revolutions sacred Dao Pond wouldn't dare to point fingers at him or hide anything from him. Shuriqing didn't care about the sex affairs. Therefore, if he went there, the 9 Revolutions sacred Dao Pond would definitely give him a positive answer. Yen Ji nodded but didn't speak. Ning Qing frowned slightly and muttered to himself, she didn't detoxify it. How did he become like this? What was going on? Why did she come here? Yen Ji quickly asked, what's wrong? Let's go and see. After saying that, Ning Qing pulled Yen Ji and stepped out of the Grand Essence Mountain's Grand Array and landed outside the Grand Array. Lu Fanglin, how did you become like this? Don't tell me your tattoo bone poison hasn't been detoxified yet. Ning Qing stared at the skinny woman in front of him. If Ning Qing hadn't remembered Lu Fanglin's aura, he would never have recognized the woman in front of him as Lu Fanglin. Lu Fanglin no longer looked as beautiful as before. Instead, her face was ashen, her hair was yellow and sparse, and her jawbone protruded from her face. At this moment, how could Lu Fanglin still look tempting? It wasn't wrong to say that she was a standing skeleton. Yen Ji only recognized Lu Fanglin when she heard Ning Cheng's words, and she felt even more surprised. Speaking of which, Lu Fanglin was the reason why Ning Cheng could find the dim star gold hidden leaf and refine the true extreme spiritual restoration pill. Lu Fanglin had also shown kindness to Yen Ji. Your brother Ning, no, Dao monarch. Lu Fanglin bowed in fear. Ning Cheng raised his hand and threw out several medicinal pills, including a heaven-replenishing vein bone pill, before asking in a deep voice, Dao friend Fanglin, we've been through thick and thin together. There's no need for this. Hurry up and tell me, what the hell is going on? Lu Fanglin and he had gone through thick and thin together. Now that she had fallen into such a state, and even took the initiative to come to the Grand Essence Mountain, he naturally had to help. The vein bone poison was cured, but then it relapsed. I didn't listen to you, I didn't let you, let. Lu Fanglin didn't continue, but Ning Cheng already understood what she meant. He had already judged that Lu Fanglin had a problem with her body and wanted to check it out for her. It was just that Lu Fanglin was too shy to let Ning Cheng do it. Ning Cheng didn't expect to see Lu Fanglin like this when they met again. Is it the problem with the gray steel? Ning Cheng asked in a deep voice. The reason why he saw that Lu Fanglin had a problem was because he suspected the steel. When the gray steel sucked her blood, Ning Cheng felt that something was wrong. But when he reminded Lu Fanglin still cut her wrist and sent her blood to the gray steel. At that time, it was also because the steel sucked Lu Fanglin's blood that she had the opportunity to take Ning Qing inside. In other words, Ning Qing owed Lu Fanglin a favor. After Lu Fanglin took the 2 medicinal pills from Ning Qing, the grayish-white color on her face gradually improved. Her skinny appearance also slowly recovered, and she could finally see a trace of her original outline. She calmed herself down and nodded, yes, it was caused by the gray steel. Chapter 1138. Don't worry, speak slowly. Ning Qing comforted her. Thinking about the peerless Lu Fanglin turning into such a state, he found it hard to believe. After Lu Fanglin took Ning Qing's essence chi pill and detoxification pill, and after seeing Ning Qing again, she felt a lot better. Even her spirit was a lot more stable than before. After you gave me 2 heaven replenishing mark bone pills, I used 1 pill to detoxify my poison. Together with another junior apprentice sister, the 2 of us lurked for a few months and finally poisoned my enemy with the pattern bone poison. Wait. Ning Qing suddenly interrupted Lu Fanglin, you said that you poisoned your enemy with the pattern bone poison. Who is your enemy? Is it Pill Association's Qing Ho Tian? Lu Fanglin quickly shook her head, I have a lot of respect for Association Master Qing, and I also know that he is your friend. How could I poison him? My enemy is called Kai Qing. My best sister also went with me to take revenge, her name is Tsong Ting. Her enemy is the same as my enemy, that Kai Qing. At this point, Lu Fanglin's face turned even paler. I didn't think that Tsong Ting would recognize a thief as her father and hide with me for a few months. After Kai Qing was poisoned, she actually attacked me. Ning Qing frowned slightly, that's not recognizing a thief as her father. She should have some thoughts about you. You must have some treasure on you that attracted her. Lu Fanglin shook her head, no, after she cut off one of my arms, I escaped. Later, I heard that she and Kai Qing were together. Later, I heard that Association Master Qing Ho Tian was poisoned. I felt sorry for Association Master Qing Ho Tian. Without Lu Fanglin's detailed explanation, Ning Qing completely understood. Lu Fanglin indeed poisoned Kai Qing. Later, Tsong Ting plotted against Lu Fanglin and took away Lu Fanglin's ring. Tsong Ting used the other detoxification pill in Lu Fanglin's ring to detoxify Kai Qing. Then, the pattern bone poison in Lu Fanglin's ring flowed out, and finally, Qing Ho Tian was poisoned. Ning Qing waved his hand, this is not your fault. I also detoxified Association Master Cheng's poison. Tell me about what happened after that. Lu Fanglin's complexion recovered a bit and continued, after I escaped, I found a way to find you. At that time, there was no news of you. At this time, my body was having problems. My blood was inexplicably swept away by the void. The vein bone poison, which had already been cured, appeared in my body again. However, I was unable to die. Every day, there is an inexplicable voice in my soul calling out to me, asking me to worship a vague god. What happened next? Yan Ji could not help but ask, she was also very worried. Lu Fanglin glanced at Yan Ji standing beside Ning Qing and spoke up, I guessed that it should be because of the gray stone steel. Afterwards, I risked my life to rush into the burial shadow blue sand. Even if I die, I do not want to continue suffering like this. Then how did you come out? Ning Qing frowned slightly. He knew that the burial shadow blue sand was a terrifying existence. Even with his strength and trump cards, he had almost died in the blue shadow burial sands. If Lu Fanglin were to enter the burial shadow blue sand with severe injuries, it would truly bode ill for her. I saw Qi Shixingsing in the burial shadow blue sand. He seemed to have gone crazy and was running in a fixed direction. I called out to him, but he didn't answer. But I couldn't catch up with him. I knew that Qi Shixingsing was your best friend, so I thought I should tell you about it. I was very careful and spent several years before I managed to exit the burial shadow blue sand. My body grew weaker and weaker, and my cultivation grew worse and worse. It wasn't until recently that I learned that you had become a Tao Lord and led the Grand Essence Realm's Array Tao Grandmaster to complete the arrangement of the Grand Essence Realm's protective Grand Array. As Lu Fanglin spoke until here, her eyes flashed with a glimmer of light. Ning Cheng was a Tao Lord, but he was also her friend. Even if she was useless, she had made a great friend. Ning Cheng's heart tightened. He knew that Qi Shixingsing had gone to the Grand Essence ruins. But wasn't he looking for the Grand Essence Spirit Thunder? Why did he go to the burial Shadow Blue Sand? When did this happen? Ning Cheng asked with a solemn tone. He knew many people in the Grand Essence realm, and even more people called him friends. But he didn't have many true friends, and Qi Shixingsing was his true friend. Since Qi Shixingsing was in trouble, he had to save him. 16 years ago. Lu Fanglin's words made Ning Cheng's heart sink. 16 years ago, he most likely was still on his way to Jialiang Mountain. Besides, Qi Shixingsing had appeared in the burial Shadow Blue Sand 16 years ago, but he didn't seem to be in a good state. Could he really be safe and sound now? I'm going to the burial Shadow Blue Sand now. Ning Cheng quickly made up his mind. Qi Shixingsing was trapped in the burial Shadow Blue Sand, so he had to go there. I'll go with you. Lu Fanglin said immediately. Ning Cheng nodded and agreed to Lu Fanglin's words. Lu Fanglin's blood and soul had already been extracted by the gray stone steel in the burial Shadow Blue Sand. Your cultivation is too weak. Stay in my true spirit world to cultivate. I'll stay with you in the true spirit world. She had to go with Ning Cheng. Although she had reached the Tao confirming realm, she couldn't help much in a place like the burial Shadow Blue Sand. Ning Cheng hadn't yet returned to Heaven Essence Sacred City when he received another shocking news. Feng Xian might have come to the Grand Essence realm. Ning Cheng quickly sped up and arrived at the Grand Essence Tao Court. Several people from the Grand Essence Tao Court were already waiting there. Sect Master Li Feng of the mysterious Crossing Ancient Clan, Sect Master Dai Fu of the Nine Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond, Qing Ho Tian, and Pill Association's Primordial Chaos Holy Emperor Bei Caixia were also there. Tao Lord Ning, Feng Xian of the Realmless Palace really came to my Grand Essence realm. As soon as Ning Cheng returned to the Tao Court, Dai Fu spoke up. Ning Cheng said in a deep voice, at this time, my Grand Essence Realm's boundary protection Grand Array is still intact. Although we don't have many experts, dealing with the Realmless Palace isn't a big deal. Who was the first to send this news? Dai Fu spoke up again, it was my Nine Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond's Tao Ancestor. Tao Ancestor got the news because she left the Grand Essence Realm. She sent the news back to my Nine Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond, and I immediately came to the Tao Court. It said that Feng Xian not only came to my Grand Essence realm first, but he also invited friends from all over the world to gather at the periphery of the Grand Essence realm. Although Feng Xian didn't say it explicitly, it seems that he wants to carve up my Grand Essence realm. Ning Cheng sneered. Feng Xian wanted to carve up the Grand Essence realm by himself with a motley crew. Feng Xian's ass was whiter than the others. Li Feng sighed, fortunately, we completed the Boundary Protection Grand Array and established the Grand Essence Tao Court. Otherwise, the consequences would have been unimaginable. Ning Cheng also felt some fear in his heart. Fortunately, he had done these things in time. If the Grand Essence realm had remained the same as before, then even if the Nine Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond got the news, they wouldn't have been able to effectively stop the locusts from rushing into the Grand Essence realm. With those big sects' character of sweeping away the snow in front of their doors, they would never do their best to deal with these foreign cultivators. The Grand Essence realm was already broken to begin with. So what if they snatched it again? Tao Ancestor from my Nine Revolutions Sacred Tao Pond said, Tao Lord Ning did two things very well, whether it was the Boundary Protection Grand Array or the establishment of the Tao Court. She also left a message saying that when Feng Xian came to the Grand Essence Realm, she would come back to help. Many thanks, Senior Shi. Ning Qing stood up and thanked her. Although the Dao Integration Realm was still worlds apart from the Dao Ancestor Realm, everyone in the Grand Essence Realm called the Dao Ancestor Realm. Court Pillar Li, immediately issue a Dao Court Crisis Order in the name of the Grand Essence Dao Court. The Grand Essence Realm is facing an invasion from the outside world. Gather all the fighting powerhouses of the big sects and all the rogue cultivators. After Ning Qing thanked Dai Fu, he issued the first Dao Court Crisis Order since the establishment of the Grand Essence Dao Court. The Grand Essence Dao Court issued a lot of Dao Court Orders. These Dao Court Orders contain some rules and regulations, some moral codes that the cultivators of the Grand Essence Realm must abide by. Ning Qing authorized the first court pillar Li Feng to issue these Dao Court Orders. According to the rules set by the Grand Essence Dao Court, Li Feng had full authority to issue them. However, this was the first time that the Dao Court Crisis Order had gathered the power of the entire Grand Essence Realm. Feng Xian was about to come to the Grand Essence Realm. Even if Feng Xian hadn't arrived yet, Ning Qing, as the Dao Lord of the Grand Essence Dao Court, couldn't go to the Blue Shadow Burial Sand at this time. He had to stay, integrate the strength of the Grand Essence Realm, and then deal with Feng Xian. Since the establishment of the Grand Essence Dao Court, the atmosphere of the entire Grand Essence Realm had changed. The kind of massacres that could be seen everywhere in the past, now only happened in secret. Moreover, once an unfair murder happened, one could directly go to the Grand Essence Dao Court to complain. Although Ning Qing wasn't in the Dao Court, the Dao Court had done countless things. The Grand Essence Dao Court didn't collect resources from the major sects, nor did it strip the resources of rogue cultivators. Under the Grand Essence Dao Court, there were countless pill houses, artifact houses, and other business models. In addition, there was also the income from entering and exiting the Grand Essence Realm. With these alone, the Grand Essence Dao Court was enough to establish a foothold in the Grand Essence Realm. It was also because of what the Grand Essence Dao Court had done in the past few months that the cultivators of the Grand Essence Realm quickly became loyal to them. Now that the Grand Essence Dao Court issued a Dao Court Crisis Order, almost all cultivators who received the news rushed to the Heaven Essence Sacred City. The Grand Essence Realm was a place with a Dao Court, and it had just established the Grand Essence Defensive Array. Yet, there were still people who wanted to divide the Grand Essence Realm. It was no different from courting death. Feng Xian hadn't arrived yet, and the power gathered by Feng Xian was still scattered in all directions of the vast void. At the same time, the power of the Grand Essence Realm had already begun to gather. At the same time, many escape lights flew in only one direction, that is, the Heaven Essence Sacred City. 10 days later, the Heaven Essence Sacred City had already become filled with experts. No matter how big the Heaven Essence Sacred City was, it couldn't accommodate so many people. Countless temporary caves started to appear around the periphery of the Heaven Essence Sacred City. Chapter 1139. Outside the Heaven Essence Sacred City, countless cultivators had gathered here. Ning Qing stood on the transparent void throne room, adding a bit of momentum. Ning Qing knew very well that the throne room was necessary. He didn't represent one person, but the entire Dao Court. If there was no form, it would imperceptibly weaken the rallying power of the Dao Court. On Ning Qing's left and right stood the 10 pillars. As soon as Ning Qing stood out, the noisy scene suddenly quietened down. Ning Qing's prestige had slowly been established in the Grand Essence Realm. Prestige was a thing that would subtly take root in people's hearts. As the leader of the Grand Essence Realm Pill Association, Ning Qing's only shortcoming was his weak cultivation, which was only at the early stage Dao Essence Realm. If Ning Qing's cultivation was also at the Primordial Chaos Realm, then he would truly be a Dao Lord. Even so, all the cultivators in the Grand Essence Realm knew that. If one wanted to find a Dao Lord in the Grand Essence Realm, Ning Cheng was undoubtedly the only candidate. No one was more suitable than Ning Cheng. Even the Tao Unification Holy Emperors of the Grand Essence realm weren't as suitable as Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng felt some pride in his heart. When he first arrived in the Grand Essence realm, he was just a passerby. In just a few years, he had condensed the power of the Grand Essence realm and almost stood at the peak of the Grand Essence realm. This time, the Tao Court's emergency order reflected the appeal of the Grand Essence Tao Court. This scene was more than 10 times more enthusiastic than the sect meeting he held in the name of the Pill Association. Ning Cheng raised his hand and cupped his fists towards everyone. Then, he spoke in a clear voice, "Tao friends from the Grand Essence realm, I heard from Senior Kong of the Void Star sect half a year ago that the Mountain River Dipper was a Khanate artifact left behind by the ancient Holy Emperor during the Good Fortune War. I got lucky and obtained this treasure. At the same time, I used this treasure as the core of my Grand Essence realm's protective array. But Feng Xian of the Boundless Realm Palace, relying on his status as a Tao Unification Holy Emperor, wants to invite all the powerhouses in the Void to come to the Grand Essence realm. He only has one purpose, to snatch the Mountain River Dipper and divide the cultivation resources of the entire Heaven Essence realm. Not to mention that the Mountains and Rivers Dipper doesn't belong to Feng Xian, even if it did, if he wanted to carve up my Grand Essence realm, I, Ning Cheng, would be the first to disagree. The Grand Essence realm is my home. I can bleed, I can fall, but I will never let bandits wreak havoc in my home. Kill him. Kill Feng Xian, you dare to divide up my Grand Essence realm? You're courting death. I support the Tao Court, I support Tao Lord Ning." The Taisu Tao Court army was divided into 10 armies, which were, Li Feng Court Pillar led Tai Su's first army, Wang Huazhong Court Pillar led Tai Su's second army, Dai Fu Court Pillar led Tai Su's third army, Mu Yuan Kong Court Pillar led Tai Su's fourth army, Fei Feng Court Pillar led Tai Su's fifth army, Xiao Luojin Court Pillar led Tai Su's sixth army, Peng Chiyuan Court Pillar led Tai Su's seventh army, Luan Court Pillar led Tai Su's eighth army, Gong Wu Court Pillar led Tai Su's ninth army, and Sha Su Court Pillar led Tai Su's 10th army. Beit Saixia and Xiao Mozi will be in charge of all the follow-up matters. Senior Shuaying, Senior Shuriqing, and Senior Kong Xiushan will be coordinating with each other. The banners and names of the various armies would be named according to their military achievements after this battle. Moreover, they would be engraved on the Heaven Essence Sacred City's Grand Essence Battle Record Steel. Those who make outstanding contributions in individual battles would also be engraved on the Grand Essence Battle Record Steel and rewarded with Tao confirming treasures. As for the follow-up matters, Ning Cheng naturally had to leave it to his own people. Beit Saixia and Xiao Mozi were his own people, so he could rest assured. Ning Cheng had arranged everything in an orderly manner. The 10 court pillars were originally the sect masters of the major sections. Each of the 10 major sects had at least a few million people, and some even had as many as 10 million people. Therefore, setting up an army was naturally not a problem. After the establishment of the 10 armies, the cultivators outside the Heaven Essence Sacred City were quickly divided up. Each of the 10 sect masters took out nearly 1 million people. The originally densely packed crowd immediately became clear after the formation of the 10 armies. When Ning Cheng said that the names of the armies would be named according to their military achievements, although the sect masters of the 10 major sects didn't say anything, they didn't want to lose to others. Moreover, Ning Cheng also came up with the Grand Essence Battle Record Steel. Ning Cheng, a Tao monarch, never spoke empty words. The huge Grand Essence boundary steel in the middle of the Heaven Essence Sacred City's public square had already explained the problem. On that boundary steel, the mysterious ancient clan ranked first, while the Silver Dragon clan ranked second. River Luo Sacred Sect, the premier sect of the 10 major sects, only ranked third in terms of contribution to the boundary protecting Grand Array. On one hand, it showed the wealth of the Sea clans. On the other hand, it also showed that River Luo Sacred Sect didn't live up to its name. They didn't even rank first in terms of contribution. Feng Xian's speed was faster than expected. When the Boundless Realm Palace really used their trump cards, the effect was fully reflected. Some hidden teleportation arrays, as well as teleportation talismans that weren't usually used, were put to use at this time. At this time, Feng Xian stood on the deck of a void airship. He looked at the endless void in the distance with his hands behind his back and a slight frown on his face. Two people stood beside him. Apart from the pretty female cultivator, there was also a man with Dao fusion cultivation. Palace Master, we can reach the periphery of the Grand Essence Realm in 2 months at most. We rarely come to this part of the void, nor do we have any hidden teleportation points. The pretty female cultivator standing next to him said in a low voice. Feng Xian shook his head. I don't think we're slow. In fact, it's already beyond my expectations to reach the periphery of the Grand Essence domain in a little more than a year. What I'm worried about is that I made a mistake. Seeing looking at him in confusion, Feng Xian sighed and explained, I shouldn't have issued the Boundless Realm Palace's summon order in advance. Yu said in doubt, issuing the summon order in advance would allow everyone to reach the outside of the Grand Essence Realm quickly. They can't travel at the same speed as us. Once they're far away, they might have to spend more than 10 years on the road. Feng Xian said in a deep voice, people who spend more than 10 years on the road won't be able to help much even if they come. The main purpose of my summon order is not to deal with the people from the Grand Essence Realm, but to deal with the people from the Grand Change Realm going to the Grand Essence Realm. Think about it, if the people from the Grand Change Realm who want to kill Ning Qing don't know that Ning Qing is still alive. If I issued the summon order, wouldn't it be tantamount to telling others that Ning Qing is still alive? Yu understood and nodded, Palace Master is right, but we can't come up with a perfect solution. Yu had just spoken up to hear when she suddenly took out a communication pearl, and her expression changed slightly. What's the matter? Feng Xian immediately asked. Yu was equivalent to his personal property, and everything had to be related to him. Replying to Palace Master, I just got the news that the Grand Essence Realm set up a boundary protecting Grand Array not long ago. Yu replied with a complicated expression. Boundary protecting Grand Array? Feng Xian frowned, what ability does the Grand Essence Realm have to set up a boundary protecting Grand Array? Even if those Dao integration experts joined forces, they wouldn't be able to find the person who set up the boundary protecting Grand Array, right? What's the specific situation? Yu shook her head, I don't know yet. I've already sent a message to ask. But I guess that this boundary protecting Grand Array shouldn't be very strong. I guess it can only block people below Dao integration. With such a powerful boundary protecting Grand Array, even if Dao integration experts enter, the array can't stop them. Only Dao integration experts can take action. Feng Xian nodded. He felt that Yu was right. In a place like the Grand Essence Realm, even if a boundary protecting Grand Array could be set up, how could it stop him? As long as it couldn't stop him, he could tear up a mere boundary protecting Grand Array. Let's speed up. Even if he wasn't afraid of the Grand Essence Realm's boundary protecting Grand Array, Feng Xian decided to speed up and head to the Grand Essence Realm. If Feng Xian knew that his worries had come true, that Ao Beijiang of the Grand Essence Realm had really learned from him that Ning Qing hadn't died and was on his way to the Grand Essence Realm with his people, perhaps his intestines would turn green with regret. Ao Beijiang knew that Ning Qing hadn't died and had returned to the Grand Essence Realm because of Feng Xian's big mouth. At this time, he hurried to the Grand Essence Realm with several disciples. Mu Zuoxiao, who followed him, was just one of his many disciples and the one he was most proud of. Chapter 1140. The Magic Light Void City was just an ordinary void city in the endless void. At that moment, two men walked in the air from afar and landed at the entrance of the void city. Brother Yu Heng, thank you very much. I didn't think that we would be able to recover our cultivation bases in just a few short years, said the slightly taller man with a smile. The man who was called Brother Yuheng also smiled with extreme satisfaction. He was just about to speak when his expression suddenly changed and he cursed angrily. This bastard is really shameless. Who's shameless? The slightly taller man asked in confusion. Brother Yuheng gave a snort and pointed to the notice suspended outside the city gate. That Feng Xian of the Limitless Palace. He even chased Brother Ning to the Grand Essence Realm. What a shameless thing. When the surrounding people heard Brother Yuheng's words, they all moved to the side. Calling Feng Xian a shameless young man here was simply suicidal. Who would be willing to stand with such a person? At this time, the other slightly taller man also saw the notice floating outside the city gate. It was the Boundless Palace's summon order. The general meaning of the summoning order was that Ning Qing of the Grand Essence Realm had snatched the treasures of the Boundless Realm Palace. Feng Xian expressed extreme indignation on behalf of the Boundless Realm Palace. This time, he gathered many like-minded Dao friends to go to the Grand Essence Realm to seek justice. In addition to that, the notice also vaguely mentioned that the Grand Essence Realm's laws were broken. There was no defensive array, but the treasures inside were piled up like mountains. Despite being so rich, Ning Qing from the Grand Essence Realm still went to the Boundless Realm Palace to snatch treasures. It would be hard to justify not killing him. Ning Qing. Is he the array formation master who rescued us from the Perpetual Moon sect? Nothing happened to him, the taller man asked in a slightly higher voice. Brother Yuheng nodded. That's right, I forgot to tell you about this. When I went to the Limitless Palace, I happened to meet Ning Qing, who was also going to the Limitless Palace. As a result, those shameless things from the Boundless Realm Palace wanted to take advantage of Brother Ning Qing. I happened to see it and brought Brother Ning Qing out. At that time, I thought the matter was over, but I didn't expect Feng Xian to be so persistent. Bastard, Feng Xian is nothing. He's just a small Dao integration cultivator with incomplete laws. Even if I, Huang Bei's, lose everything, I still have to go to the Grand Essence Realm to help. The slightly taller man spoke up in anger. He was also a Saint Emperor rescued by Ning Qing from the Perpetual Moon Gate. With him was Wan Yuheng, who had met Ning Qing in the Boundless Realm Palace. Wan Yuheng immediately said, I think so too. Back then, I was alone and couldn't do anything to Feng Xian. Now that we've recovered our cultivation, I don't believe that Feng Xian has 3 heads and 6 arms. Huang Bei's calmed down. Brother Yuheng, although our foundation is stronger than Feng Xian's, he is a Dao integration expert after all. The two of us shouldn't be his match. Our Perpetual Moon sect has more than 100 primordial chaos experts and half-step Dao integration experts. Why would we be afraid of Feng Xian? Even if we can't summon all of them, as long as we can summon 20 or 30 of them, Feng Xian will have to bear the consequences. Then what are we waiting for? Let's contact them now. Wan Yuheng took out his communication bead and sent out several messages in an instant. Huang Bei's also took out his communication bead and sent out several messages. The same scene happened everywhere. Outside Kunlan's void city, a woman stared at the notice outside and muttered to herself in doubt. Was Ning Qing from the Perpetual Moon sect? Before she could continue speculating, a message landed on her communication bead. Her face sank and she snorted. A mere Dao integration Holy Emperor dares to be so arrogant. After saying this, she went straight to the teleportation array. For most Dao confirmation Holy Emperors, as long as they learned about the kindness of saving their lives, they generally wouldn't turn a blind eye to it. If Feng Xian knew that he was a Dao integration cultivator and someone even mocked him for being a mere Dao integration cultivator, he would probably cry. On the boundless square outside the Grand Essence Realm, Feng Xian's spaceship had just landed when Ao Beijiang arrived. When Feng Xian saw Ao Beijiang also saw Feng Xian. Dao friend Cyan, long time no see. I didn't expect you to come to my 5 grand realms. If I had known that Dao friend Cyan would come, I, Ao Beijiang, would have gone to greet you. Ao Beijiang greeted him with a smile on his face. Feng Cyan also had a fake smile on his face. Thank you, Dao friend Beijiang, for your politeness. But this time, I'm not going to the Grand Change realm. Instead, I'm here to collect some old debts. After saying this, Feng Cyan didn't wait for Ao Beijiang to speak again and continued. The person I'm looking for is called Ning Cheng. He took 2 of my things. I don't know what this Ning Cheng stole from Brother Si Hen. Of course, if it's not convenient to say, then don't say it. Ao Beijiang asked with a smile. Feng Cyan knew that since Ao Beijiang came, Ao Beijiang would definitely know that he had taken something from Ning Cheng. There was no point in hiding it at this time, so he simply said it directly. This person took away my mountain river dipper. In addition to the mountain river dipper, I also had a bead. Feng Cyan didn't say what the bead was. Feng Cyan didn't answer. He naturally knew about Ao Beijiang's cunning. He didn't even ask about the bead and said that he would give it to him. From this, it could be seen that the value of what he wanted from Ning Cheng was definitely higher than the wood origin bead. Thinking of this, Feng Cyan decided to speak about the wood origin bead. Brother Beijiang, it's not that I don't believe you. It's because Ning Cheng took away my wood origin bead. Although we are old friends, the wood origin bead involves too much. It's not that I don't believe Brother Beijiang. Wood origin bead. Ao Beijiang spoke up in surprise. If he hadn't suspected that Ning Cheng had a good fortune treasure, he wouldn't have felt so shocked even if Ning Cheng had several origin beads on him. But now that Ning Cheng had a wood origin bead, it made him even more certain that Ning Cheng had a good fortune treasure. He had heard that to complete the mysterious yellow bead, he needed 5 origin beads. Did Ning Cheng have the mysterious yellow bead? Thinking of the mysterious yellow bead, Ao Beijiang trembled with excitement. Not waiting for Ao Beijiang to speak, several figures landed on the huge void public square outside the Grand Essence realm. These people quickly saw Feng Cyan and quickly came over to greet him. Feng Cyan felt overjoyed and quickly cupped his fists. Dao friends, you've worked hard. When things are over here, my boundless realm palace will not mistreat any of the Dao friends who came to help. Ao Beijiang calmed down completely at this time. He took a deep breath, cupped his fists again, and said to Feng Cyan, Brother Cyan, I didn't expect that Ning Cheng would snatch your wood origin bead. As you know, Sua Shao is a primordial chaos pill saint, and the wood origin bead is very important to him. I'll take out a Dao integration Dao fruit, 10 top-grade spirit veins, and a piece of outer realm fog silk. How about exchanging them for your wood origin bead? But the premise is that Ning Cheng must let me take him away. This person is too daring. Not only did he snatch my treasure, but he also took away Cheongshi. Ao Beijiang gnashed his teeth as he spoke. When Ao Beijiang mentioned the outer realm fog silk, Feng Cyan felt shocked. The outer realm fog silk was a top-grade treasure for comprehending the third step Dao confirming Holy Emperor. Not to mention the Dao integration Dao fruit and 10 top-grade spirit veins. The value of a piece of outer realm fog silk was no worse than the wood origin bead. Although the wood origin bead was precious, it wasn't as practical as the outer realm fog silk. When Ao Beijiang mentioned Cheongshi, Feng Cyan finally asked, Cheongshi. He knew who Cheongshi was. She was the most beautiful woman in the Grand Change realm, and Ao Beijiang had taken her into his arms. Did Ning Cheng seduce this woman? Was it because of this woman that Ning Cheng could steal Ao Beijiang's treasure? If Ao Beijiang knew what Feng Cyan was thinking, he would have laughed. You're right to think that way. You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.